Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. I do hope you're all doing well, and I appreciate you all finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Blue Morning Show. It's been a while. More importantly, once again, I do hope you're all doing well. And today we have quite a few items lined up to talk about. We'll talk about Morgan Rogers to Chelsea, Jorrel Hato to Chelsea, Christopher Nkunku, and Nicolas Jackson to Manchester United, a whole lot of other stuff. And chances are, as the show progresses, something else will emerge. But here's the thing, be rest assured that if anything new emerges on Chelsea perspective, this will be the first place you hear about it. It's guaranteed we have people around hunting for the news. And once anything new emerges that they'll lap me or someone is close by, then we will let you know. But that's by the way, once again, welcome to the Blue Morning Show. I do hope you're doing well. Let me say hello to those of you in the chat section before the show continues. Yes, the first thing, more likes, people, more likes. We'll still do back for likes. We're not a big account yet, but we're getting there. Let's get the likes up, people. The likes do go a long way. And we have a Sam Kayla Crease. Hello, bro. Long time no see. True. Hopefully, your absence simply means that you've been busy. And if that's the case, we're happy for you because bills don't pay themselves. But more importantly, thank you for joining us once again, Sam Kayla. Up big time. Up big to you, brother. I do hope you're doing well. Let's see. Big up GFC. Garbage. Always nice to see you, brother. I do hope you're all doing well. Thank you once again for finding the time to join the conversation. Thank you so much, 12T, for reposting the stream. Sincerely do appreciate that. I do hope you're doing well. So yeah, without wasting much of your time, we're going into discussing the items we have lined up here. As I said, we have quite a few, and if that isn't enough, end up not being enough for you, we'll go news hunting as usual. Because usually, whenever we exhaust the items we have lined up to discuss, we usually go news hunting. So the first item, let's go for it. This is very important, and I love it. Yep, because we should be celebrating until it clocks 4 years from the day we won the first official edition of the Club World Cup. It makes sense. We did get a lot of sticks, from rival fans, pundits, football commentators. They mopped the floor with us. Nobody gave us a chance, and we won it. So we shouldn't shut up. We should be as loud as possible. So the first item here are relatable, and the most important, in my opinion, it reads: FIFA have officially announced Chelsea as the first ever Club World Cup champions after their triumph in New Jersey on Sunday night. That's not complete, in my opinion. It should read: FIFA have officially announced Chelsea as the first ever Club World Cup winner Club World Cup champions after their triumph in New Jersey on a Sunday night against current European champions and the best club in the world, Paris Saint Germain. Then, yeah, something like that will make more sense than just living up, yeah, PSG. We mopped the stadium carpet with them, the opposite of what a lot of people had expected to happen on that day happened, and I am happy. The likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Barcelona are no longer world champions. We are, not them. Let that sink in, and that makes me happy. So, this official announcement by FIFA, from FIFA, however you want to phrase it, I don't care. Makes it clear that we're currently the best club in the world. If you've won the trophy before, just throw it away. It doesn't, it's nonsense. It's old. It's in the past. This is now. We are the current World Club champions, and we will be that for 4 years. So the celebrations are just getting started. Don't stop. Keep celebrating. You have every right to do that. I'm quite sure you've seen tons of videos online saying PSG will beat us 8-0, 6-0, 3-1. The Liverpool fan, I think, said something to 3-1. Arsenal fan, Robbie, is that his name? I can't quite remember. Said, I think, 3-0. Nobody gave us a chance. So why should we listen to those trying to tell us how to celebrate? It is 4 years. And one thing I did see a post on X that read something to the effect of Chelsea fans winning every trophy related argument. Yeah, we're the best club in the world. And I'm loving it. And I hope you're loving it too. Please do not stop celebrating. You have every right to celebrate until it until it clocks 4 years. Shout out to you too, Jimmy Case TV. Always nice to see you. Love the graphics. What streaming source do you use? It's called EV Mux. It has a free version, a paid version where you can do whatever you want, but it's heavy on the system. That's why we hardly ever finish a stream without encountering an issue. It's really, really heavy. You have to have a very powerful system. And in my case, I have a powerful system, but still, because lots of bells and whistles installed, drains the life out of it. And I have my brother in the house to be, woo! Big up to you. Nice to see you. I'm waiting for my bro, the beautiful game, who said the owners weren't being nice, aren't nice people, by hiring a championship manager and putting him under such pressure. He's going to the edge negative place. I think I have to message him privately to say, yeah, where you at? More likes, people, more likes. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this morning. It's another edition of the Blue Morning Show. 66 people following the show, 10 likes. I know we can do a lot better than that. Yes, people, let's get the likes up. The likes do go a long way. So, yeah, we're world champions. Let's see comments. It's important that we see what people are saying under that. Santigier, I hope I'm not butchering that. The rest of all the teams will leave with their dilemma for the next 4 years, champions of the world. Honestly, celebrate, be as loud as possible, talk about it everywhere. Don't let anybody tell you how to celebrate. Arsenal fans are not happy. Who cares? And this person says, nice try, but history didn't start in New Jersey. Chelsea won this new format Club World Cup. Respectable. Real Madrid, 5 titles, didn't just vanish. And Liverpool 2019 still counts. Listen, it doesn't. It doesn't. FIFA says this is the official one. This is the new one. And this 4 years, this is not every year. What are you trying to say? Feels good. We'll write history. Yeah, from Stamford Bridge to America, history made. London is blue. The world is blue too, and will be for the next 3 and plus years. plus years. There's no change in that. You can cry all you want. We are world champions. And Ndonsa says, put some respect on our name. first ever Club World Cup champions, irrespective of how you see it. FIFA have spoken, and that's exactly what it is. No other club can recreate that trophy ever again. Think about it. It is really that simple. And it does come with a key. Show me another trophy that comes with a key. Yeah, this is official. This is not made up. So if you want to cry, cry. Chelsea is number one in the world, everything. And have you seen, I don't know whether to call it mock up or the official Club World Cup, uh, should I call it Triumph, Jesse? It is something special. This is official. I agree. Thanks for sharing the information. The hype, hype up. Let me see what. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Get out of my screen. Club will cover. All they got to do is to include it in the score for the upcoming Ballon d'Or, or just saying, yeah, good suggestion. Feels good. We should be. Make yourself unbearable. And this lady here, David Ezekiel says, I can see tears everywhere. Yep, it is very enjoyable. And this Ghanaian bro here has a post that reads, no one believed in us. We will make more noise. We don't care. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Be as loud as possible. They didn't give us a chance. If you should hear the nonsense they're saying, they were saying before that final. They thought that's it. Yeah, we had an easy path to the final. And yeah, it was about time PSG dealt with us or mopped the stadium floor with us. And that didn't happen. And they're not happy. Now you're trying to tell me how to celebrate. Shut the heck up and leave me the heck alone. I'm just getting started. And here's the thing. We did promise a giveaway, a kit giveaway. Here's what we're going to do during our pre-game show for our first game in the coming season. We will do a giveaway of the kit on that day to reignite that feeling again. That's the plan. So thank you. I appreciate you all. Keep celebrating. Do not stop. Don't listen to people. Help. Okay, here's the thing. Because we're streaming in a vertical format, it is usually not easy to see the bells and whistles for the stream. So press and hold your screen for just about a second. There you see the bells and whistles, including the like, comment, share option. Please do help us garner more likes. We still beg for likes because we're not a big account yet, but we're getting closer and closer to 27,000 subscribers. Hopefully 30,000 before the transfer window shuts off. And it's been a crazy period for me settling in. We moved, as I've told my friend Mikhail, moving is actually easy. Unpacking is even more difficult because that's when you need to find a lot of stuff and put them where they should be. Missing quite a lot. Lost one camera in the process of the moves, but that's by the way. I started out with a moving company, but my point is, it's been a crazy period for me. Plus other things, not just unpacking. Yeah, it takes a lot of time to unpack. But let's see, what else do we have here? Greetings to Gavin. Gavin, thank you for joining once again. It's been a while. Hopefully, very soon, as the season, once the season starts, we will restart the Blue Alliance Show, aka Chelsea Alliance Show, and hopefully you get a chance to host your turn. Big up to you too. Jimmy Case TV here says only one player in the world who's a double world champion, Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea fans hated him, and you could argue the hate actually driven mainly by the departure of Conor Gallagher at the time. Again, if you understand football, you'll always know he's an excellent footballer, very intelligent. His vision, with an exceptional vision and passing range. That's the sort of player he is, and he's improved significantly. I'm happy. The club at the time wasn't listening to what people were saying, and Chelsea at the time weren't looking to sell him, and he's still here. And I think he'll still be here for a while because he would take a lot to convince Chelsea to listen to you if you want to buy him. They are intercontinental winners while we are world champions. You know English, Ty. I appreciate you. Just like wrestling, they are mid-card winners, champions. I know you're into wrestling. I'm not familiar with those terms, but thank you, Ty. I appreciate that. The confidence is going to be high going into the season. When we won the Conference League, and that's from Troy Rob, thank you for saying that. When we won the Conference League, Bobby on the panel here did say, look, the Conference League win will do the kids a world of good. It's like he did say something to the effect of Chelsea winning the Conference League means that the players they've tested blood. In this case, win is winning can become a habit as much as losing can become a habit. And for me, wow, let's say I know finishing in the top four isn't a trophy, but it kinda is because it was a struggle to finish there. So finishing in the top four, winning the Conference League, and winning the Club World Cup, and beating the current European champions in the final. I'm telling you, we, yeah, you're correct. With the confidence will be out of the roof. Honestly, it will be. And we're talking about PSG that before that final had conceded just a single goal and beaten I think how many top European teams 15 goals to nothing in total. But when they met Chelsea, they conceded 3 goals in one half, could have conceded up to 4. That was how good that performance it was, honestly. And listen, we're not gonna stop talking about it. They can cry all they want. Let's see. Please kindly subscribe to Tobeho's YouTube channel. He keeps growing. Hopefully, he gets to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. There you go. The link to his YouTube channel. Go check it out. People go and subscribe to Tobeho's YouTube channel. If you enjoy listen to the panelists on Chelsea Perspective, believe me, you're not going to regret subscribing to Tobeho's YouTube channel. Whenever I have time, you'd see me there, Dante there, Bobby, all the same gang actually. No need to to try to break it down differently. So the same gang of panelists you see here, you'd see them there. Who are we about to sign? Who have we signed? Look, Morgan Rogers is a possibility. What's his name? Xavi Simons a possibility because I think we're looking for players that are capable of. They are traditionally a 10, you would say. But Houston, I think the next player, most likely, in my opinion, I think could be Jorrel Hato because that's an area, position of priority where we need a competition for Marco Correa. M Football 1905 Chelsea. Nice to see you. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Indeed, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Yes, press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, including the like, comment, and share options. Help us garner more likes. The likes do go a long way. Big up to you too, Code Palmer. And Crane says, but I'm not sure. Overly large. I'm not sure what you're saying. I'm not going to read that. How about Rodrigo? I don't think it happens for a multitude of reasons, and we've had plenty. We've okay. I think Crane is talking about the picture on the screen. Okay, I'm going to change it. All right, just go away. I'm not reading that, Craig. But welcome to the. Thank you for joining the conversation. But I've changed it. Rodrigo, very difficult. I think we've talked about that 1,000 times. His salary definitely an issue. I'm not reading this, Craig. Leave me alone. And it's a Sunday, and I don't want to go to hell. Okay. So he there are plenty of options for him, and we offer heavily incentivized contract or salary, and I don't think no, I don't no, it's not happening. And we've actually been told that we're not looking to sign him. We did inquire, but we're not looking to sign him. I don't think it happens. The same reason we missed out on Osimhen, or we chose to not pursue the signing of Osimhen, to maybe forfeit our pursuit of the signing of Osimhen, is the same reason why I don't see us signing Rodrigo. Um, all right. Jimmy KCV says, I agree. I think Jorrel Hato will be next. It makes sense because that's an area of priority. 19-year-old, highly promising. left centre back, and left back, two offers back competition. I would rather exactly what Chelsea, yeah, what we need currently. Yeah, finally I got I was going. What is this saying? I will, yeah. So thanks for laughing. Thank you. I appreciate you making me laugh. I didn't get it at first. I was saying, okay, what are you trying to say here? Until I paid attention. But thank you, Crane. I appreciate that. If you don't get a top 60 season, why are you talking about top six? I think we're staying there. I think let's see how we finish, how the again what we do by the time the transfer window shuts. I'm not concerned whether I would finish up there. How high is what I'm thinking. How high above top four actually are we going to finish in the table is what I'll be talking about, but not right now. We still do the season prediction show on the sister channel, I'd have to say. Good afternoon to you too. Egungbe Chinagaram, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Kylan is a superior sport to soccer. Yeah. It looks like it's something you're into it. But the most widely played sport is soccer and football. For me, let me use a more familiar language to me, a more familiar language to the world actually. So not coiling. Isn't it that when you do something on a smooth surface with on a circular object but flat? I think that's what the sport you're mentioning. I remember I only get to watch those during the Olympics, and I actually don't watch the up to 5 minutes. But I think, yeah, that must be it. Heard the news again today from Mark Guehi. What do you think? Mark Guehi, I think if he wouldn't be a bad signing anyway. Bring leadership, actually. A more traditional defender. We have a lot. All our current defenders, you could argue, yeah, all of them, ball playing defenders. We don't have you can say we don't have any, except Chalobah. Chalobah is a mix of both. Chalobah, you could argue, is a mashup of ball playing and also no nonsense defender, which you get which you get when you have Mark Guehi. He's a more of a traditional defender, not into ball playing that much, but reads the game very well. No nonsense. It doesn't have to be beautiful. Gets the job done. I wouldn't mind Mark Guehi, but I think the asking price definitely an issue because we do have some talent, and you could argue the manager himself. I think he prefers ball playing defenders than your more traditional defenders, and you could argue, yeah, Chalobah will stay, most likely stay, except if he pushes the lead because he's a mashup of both. He can ball play. He's not perfect at it, but if you keep it simple, he'd do well and still be that more traditional, no nonsense defender, clears the ball as he should. It doesn't have to be beautiful. So Mark Gray wouldn't be a bad addition because he brings leadership, plus he's Chelsea through and through. Do I think it happens? I honestly don't know. You can argue the only defensive player I would see Chelsea sign, in my opinion, maybe Jorrel Hato, who can also play as a centre back and as a left back. The sort of, you could argue, versatility that Maresca values. All right, more likes, people, more likes, 14 likes. We can do a lot better than that. If you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Aston Villa beat up PSG, scoring 3. I will get carried away when we put a run together in the EPL. Now, Newcastle put a 4 against them, 2024. Arsenal, I have a win against them. PSG needed penalties against Liverpool. That's up to you. If that's what you want to do, yeah, go ahead. I'm going to keep celebrating. I'm not celebrating doesn't mean I'm carried away. I'm celebrating what we've already achieved. It doesn't matter who had come up against them and beat them before we got to meet them. It doesn't really matter to me. The truth remains that nobody gave us a chance. And you were one of them, because I remember you on Instagram saying you're going 3-1 PSG. Then with you backed it up with the argument that you've been in this game for a long time. Yeah, to be certain that that you were certain, you definitely saying something to the effect of you certain that we're losing that one. But Houston, you have every right to see it the way you deem fit. That's you. We all see things from different lenses, but I'm not arguing. I don't care who they had played against, whether they lost to those, did lose to those people, or those people beat them. I don't care. We beat them against all odds. That's all that matters to me, and I'm sticking with that. Okay, Stav. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. So, good list here. I just felt we should look at this. From Vince made the list here, and I feel like we should look at it. Give me a second here. The list, Chelsea transfer so far. New signings: Delap, Esugo, Estevao, Gittins, João Pedro, Pais, Pendas, Malansa. Who's best? I don't remember that. Who's best? I don't remember that name. Let's see. Hi, I'm Joel. Okay, and he says, getting you loud and clear right away from South Sudan, my African bro, Mr. Joel Akas or Akas, either of the two I know is correct. But let's go with Joel. Thank you for joining us. I do hope you're doing well, and welcome to Chelsea Perspective Community. Here, your opinion matters. Feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Thank you and welcome. Make sure you drop a like on the video and also do subscribe if you haven't. I am definitely getting carried away. We have two new strikers in Pedro and Delab who have added a real threat up front, plus extra strength to the team, which I feel we lacked. Celebrate as you want. I haven't done this in irons. Irons, okay. Oh, just do it, Ty. It doesn't matter. I've always reminded, but if you wait for me to remind you, that's fine. People go and check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. We are selfless here. That's why we try to grow together. The same gang of panelists. Yep, mainly. So go check out Ty's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. Let's help him get to 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible. You can argue he's getting closer and closer to that. But just by the way, we have the captain of the community in Constantine Dunn. Big up to you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Dante, you don't have discipline. As usual, so we've
The
only
master of
discussed one.
discipline, yes.
Yeah. We've only discussed one item before you joined us. That's FIFA announcing. Let me just read it out for you. FIFA have officially announced Chelsea as the first ever Club World Cup champions after triumph in New Jersey on Sunday. But I don't like the way this is phrased, because it didn't mention that we beat the current European champions. I think that's important. But that's, by the way, the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Barcelona are no longer world champions. And some people are crying in the comments, but you have anything to add to that?
No, coach. Big up, by the way. Yeah,
Big up to
everyone.
you. It's been a minute. I know you've been busy.
Yeah, been busy. Was traveling, so yeah. I'm in Dubai at the moment, so I'm on holiday. So got a bit of free time.
Woo, baby.
Got a bit of free time, and
Dubai.
the time zone is good now. Now the time zone is good.
Wow. Dubai, of all places. That's
Yeah,
fun. But go
yeah.
ahead,
No, it's
bro.
good. Spend the first day at the pool, nice and relaxed.
Mm,
Yeah, nice day. 12 more days ahead.
mm. 12 more days.
12 more days. Yeah.
I'm jealous, really.
Yeah, coach. Yeah, look. Yeah, well, you're right. The way they kind of said that it's not the best, but hey, we know we're world champions, and we're gonna make everyone hold that for the next 4 years. We're gonna let everyone know. Don't you worry. So yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that one.
And why are they actually trying to tell us to tone it down? It's just a glorified international club competition and all that nonsense. Even
Because they're not in it.
yeah, exactly. A tournament that everybody wanted to win.
Yeah, everyone wanted to be in it and win it. That's what happens when teams not in it. They're a bit jealous, and especially they saw our success and smashing PSG. When they saw that, Well, they couldn't have that, could they? So yeah, look, it's just a bit of jealousy and banter, but we all know what the truth is. It's a very important tournament, and it will be a very, very important tournament in the future. Especially, it'll probably be as big as the Champions League, in my opinion, in the near future.
Yeah, how much the winners of Champions League? How much do they get?
Yeah, look, we talked about this, I think, a couple of months
We
back.
yeah we have yeah.
Yeah, look, short term, definitely the couple of cups a lot more. But if you play Champions League, all the get home games and all that home revenue and all the sponsorship over a longer period of time, it kind of gets pretty close to each other. So I think it's a little bit more Champions League in that sense. But over like a quick short period, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, well, definitely there's nothing better, not even close. Yeah, 100%.
Mhm. Yeah, thanks so much for that. Let's see. I've read that from staff. This year, Joe. I think. Okay. I think Joe is saying. I think it is at the time Chelsea FC should get themselves some two central defenders because that is where we currently have a bigger challenge. I don't think so. Just Jorrel Hato alone, or maybe one leader, one more leader just like more Gray he would do, but I think the asking price, I think, is a huge problem in my opinion. But let's see what happens. I think we're looking at signing a player in an area I've always said I think we need a more traditional 10 because in my opinion, all the players we have right now are mainly players who are wingers but are capable of fulfilling the number 10 role. But in Xavi Siemens or what's his name, Morgan Rogers, you have a player who's mainly a 10, but are able to fulfill the roles on the flanks, in my opinion. But let's see. All the clubs will be raving if the clubs were in it and won it. Yeah, exactly. So they're just trying to downplay it. That's a way of them coping because yeah, they want in the part of it in the first place. Yeah, I like this one. Sam Ono. It says you belittle what you haven't won, you undermine what you cannot win. It's an Arsenal thing. I like that. That's actually delicious. If we were swimming in a vertical format, I'd pop the fireworks and the balloons. In Nigeria, that's a saying. Those that cannot afford a stout beer, they say it's bitter. Yeah, so I love this for it. Stop with the negativity and just congratulate Chelsea. As simple as that, Wally will do. But I don't expect a lot of them to congratulations. The win to congratulate Chelsea. The win so big that even the most negative Chelsea content account creators are apologizing. I don't want to mention names, but I give anybody credit. Anybody you can say that. Uh, that has had the courage to apologize. That's not easy to do. But my advice
Yeah,
is maybe if you learn to speak objectively, I don't think you'd have a reason to apologize. Because when you speak objectively, naturally, there's almost always a room to say, okay, yeah, I didn't say it was definitely going to be like this because you were objective. But in this case, those were people who went objective, who let their emotions drive what they were saying at the time, which means, yeah, when things don't go like they were certain it was going to go, the way they were certain it was going to go, they have to apologize, or people will be questioning their integrity. If you learn to speak objectively, you'd never have to have a reason to come out and say, "I'm sorry, this was I was behaving this way." You say when things were, it just and also let me just say this quickly. It just seems as if yeah, they just have to apologize right now and just be on the right side of things, or just to follow the flow. They follow the punch.
exactly, coach. We don't know if it's genuine or not, and
Yeah, there's no way to.
history tells
Yeah,
us that it's
exactly.
probably not genuine, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, because if we lose a few games now, they'd go back to that behavior again and wait. When once things turn around, they'd come out and apologize again. Once again, my advice is learn to be objective. If you can be objective, I don't think you'd have to apologize for anything. Because when you try to be objective, it simply means facts drive your whatever you tell people or you I'm not so sure how is it to say that again, but that's up to them. We have a percentage clause in Mark Guehi's. So that would bring that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, thank you so much for mentioning that. I think even Dante, he's talked about the percentage clause, which would mean we're not going to pay as much as
20%, yeah.
70. You could say the known asking price. Go ahead, Dante. You were saying
Yeah,
something.
20% less. Yes, we have a
20%
buyback
less. That's a
clause.
lot of money.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's what I said. Even if it's they ask for 70 million, well, minus 20%, you're bringing it down to 50, whatever it is, 50 something million, 56, 55 million. Well, that's for that type of player. I think that's fair market price, in my opinion. So for us, it's not an issue, even if they want 75 million, to be honest, because we bring that down by 20%.
Hmm. Chelsea need a holding midfielder. No. What club do you support?
What?
That's an area where we can actually borrow people, two players, and still be fine. We don't need a holding midfielder. We're stacked.
Yep.
Andrea Santos can fulfill that role. There's Dario Esugo. There's Romeo Lavia. There's Moises Caicedo. That's four that can fulfill that role effectively. There's
Santos has played
Santos
that a
too.
lot at Strasbourg as well. Santos, even Enzo Fernandez can play deep, no problem.
He can actually, yeah. We don't need that. That's an area where we've actually improved in terms of the players fulfilling the role in the manager wants. You
And the
know,
best example of that is the Club World Cup final.
yeah, exactly. And we have defenders who can actually fulfill that role. Chelsea earned 105 million, including TV money. TNT paid the highest amount of any European company. Each club gets their TV money from their country's broadcasting organization or broadcaster, like you phrased it there. Our team is again rugged Franco. Our team is great. No need for a 10. I think we do need a more traditional 10, in my opinion. It makes a difference in some cases. But even if we don't sign one, I think we're still fine. With Enzo's formation, the strength is in two DMs and free roll right or left full back to add to the midfield on offensive. Yeah, but Rugged, nice to see you. What's happening with Jackson? We'll get to that in a bit. It's one of the items we have lined up, and your name is Mabiel 100. Just hold on a bit. We'll get to that particular topic in a bit. I'm talking Champions League. Yeah, I know.
Yep. Also,
You're talking
Esteval, coach, for the
which of the
10.
Champions
Esteval
League?
can play that role, no problem.
Go ahead. You were saying something, Dante.
Esteval for the number 10 role, if he's needed there, he's always said that's what he sees him as himself in the future. He wants to be a number 10. So,
He can.
yes,
Palmer can. Even Enzo Fernandez can also.
exactly. Yeah.
And whenever we use we in most cases we do use two tens in the pocket
Now, Pedro
areas.
has played there many times and he's done very well playing there as well.
Mm-hmm. Even Reece James could play. Yeah, exactly. Even Reece James could play that, and he was excellent in that final. And a lot of people were crying, questioning why the manager started him there, and he did very, very well. Morgan or Xavi Simmons or Eze, and we are complete. I don't think Eze would want to come to Chelsea.
No, no
He's
chance.
It's a huge risk for him.
Also, coach, he's already said that he loves Arsenal and he supports Arsenal and he sees himself in an Arsenal shirt one day. So that should tell you a lot.
Yeah, that changes a lot, honestly. So Nicolas Jackson, Manchester United have held talks with Nicolas Jackson's representatives, Ali Barat, over a potential move. And I'm going to say the same thing we said here about Nani Madueke when we said that we don't think Arsenal that have Nani Madueke added to their list if they didn't get any measure of positive signal from his camp. Remember that we did say that you just don't
100%,
do
yeah.
that. And this for me, you can argue that definitely this brother is considering his options, which is the fact that United, that they've held talks with his representatives, means that, yeah, he's considering his options or maybe actually ready to leave. But let's hear your thoughts on that, Dante.
Yeah, look, this is also probably Nicolas Jackson's representatives doing their job as well, just to have a fallback option if that was the case as well. So it doesn't mean really it's Jackson. It's more. I think it's more because
I'm
he's.
sorry.
You don't believe it?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm not reading this, Glenn. I love you. just, just, I love you, but leave me alone. Just go, go ahead, Dante.
Yeah, and he's a good leader too. That he'll make a great centre back. Yeah, 100%. Um, yeah, look, coach. Like I
Oh
said,
my
I think
God.
Jackson's, agents, representatives, they're doing their job. Maybe some clubs have inquired, but Jackson has come out and said he wants to stay and fight for his position. So we'll see if that's the case or not. Of course, his agents and representatives, like I said, they'll do their job, and if someone inquires, and they'll put feelers out there just to have a fallback option. If they're really good at their job, that's what they would be doing. So yeah, look, I'm going by his word, what he said. Like I said, he said that he wants to stay and fight for his spot, and he will not leave now. Now, if he does leave, maybe in 6 months, if it doesn't work out, or at the end of the year, well, then that's different. But actually still see him staying, in my opinion.
I don't want to read this.
It's not
I
that
am
bad,
not.
coach. What's so bad
I'm
about
not.
it?
I'm not doing this. I love Glenn, but I'm not doing this. Jesus Christ, no. Oh my goodness. Glenn, why are you doing this to me? I'm not reading that.
Coach,
No,
respect your president, please.
no. Exactly. He's talking about my president. Jesus Christ, Glenn, why did you do this to me this morning? All right, but all right, all right. Let me try and remix it. So Glenn is saying, why don't we try and sign the blonde haired man that stood on stage when we won the Club World Cup? He looked like, I'm sweating, even though the AC is on. He looked like a decent CP. Big up to you too. Long time no see. Hope everyone is doing well. I appreciate you for finding the time to join the show. I cannot pop the balloon and the fireworks because we're streaming in a vertical format. But Glenn, nice to see you. Much love to you.
Big up, Glenn. Good to see you back.
No, you're not sorry. You're really sorry.
Back with
But
a
I was,
bang.
yeah. Nice to see you, Glenn. I hope you're coping with the situation well. I will reach out whenever I remember, and I apologize. It's not that I've forgotten about you. It's been a crazy period for me, and as you can see, yeah, we, you can say, haven't streamed consistently of late. So yeah, unpacking have started.
On the way.
Unpacking and installations. Go ahead, Dante. You were saying something.
No, just coughing. Sorry, coach. I was just coughing discipline. That's all. Sorry.
All right, yeah. Somebody had Glenn shot me. It's a Vic had to come out and enjoy that one. You see him laughing, Dante.
Yeah, he did. He did.
All right, let's see. Apparently, United are trying to hijack the Jokeris deal, but Jokeris wants Arsenal. United will end up with a Jackson. Why is it taking them too long? I know that never easy to deal with Portuguese clubs.
Yep.
Never
And that's
easy.
exactly
And
why.
what? Yeah, and something else I want to talk about is this: what's up with players signing the so-called gentleman's agreement? What? It's
Handshake
so
agreement.
freaking stupid. It's not funny. Casado did it. Wesley Fofana, I think, did it, and Gyökeres, just what he was told, he held on to that, believing they will, you can say, fulfill that end of the agreement. Whilst it's not written on paper.
Yeah, coach, I don't think they're the brightest players. I've noticed that it's usually not the very high IQ players that do that. So, yeah, I think it's just, yeah, like you say, it's pretty stupid this day and age to do something like that. I'm sorry, no club, it's a business. They're all going to have their own interests. That does not work in modern football. You cannot do handshake agreements. Doesn't matter how well you know the club, how well you know the president, because circumstances change. So, yeah, look, very foolish, but hey, now he's suffering a bit because of it.
He's suffering a lot. Probably not going to start the season well after all these delays and back and forth.
Especially his agent. His agent had to forfeit his £7 million bonus in that deal. So probably Gilchrist will probably pay him behind the scenes. But yeah, so yeah, it's not looking good. So that's why I think the negotiations are taking a long time. The Portuguese clubs will milk Arsenal very well with that one.
I think he ends up joining Arsenal, but come on, this is unnecessarily prolonged. Just how long? I think at one point, I think we've already gotten Here We Go from Fabrizio Romano, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who's in the front seat? Who's driving the car, coach, in this situation?
It's Sporting CP.
Exactly. So they're no
That's
rush.
yeah.
There's no rush. They know the player will. They're just making it difficult, and like I said, they're trying to milk every dollar, every condition, making sure that that contract is very tight, and there's a lot of bonuses that will go to them if Arsenal do win something. We know that's not going to happen, so they shouldn't worry about that. But they're probably adding a lot of stuff on there as well. So yeah,
Yes, thing in all honesty, usually players that you could say experience this sort of saga or prolonged transfer process, they usually do well. I don't remember one that experienced a prolonged transfer process that flopped. I'm saying that probably because on the other screen, I did see what Wally Waldo said there. Um, let's see. And the fact, here's one thing I paid attention to. Maybe it's not important. The fact that even though United want him, and he's a former manager, is the current manager of Manchester United, and he refused to go there, tells you what you need to know about Amorim. Maybe he doesn't trust him as a manager.
yeah.
On
Well, I think that, and also in what position Man United are in as well. So
Yeah, that's important too. Yeah,
don't forget, he's in his prime. He's going to be 28. So really, he wants to go somewhere where he wins now. The next 2 years, basic next 2 to 3 years, he wants to win. He wants to win from next season, and then in the next 3 years, at least have a chance to win every year. So I think he sees the writing on the wall. Man, that's not going to happen at Man United. Not that quickly, anyway. I don't think so.
he wouldn't want. I think the same scenario when we were rumors at the time did suggest we're interested in signing Kane, and we were telling people, look, at the time we didn't look like we were going to win anything that particular season or the following season. That Kane would most likely join Bayern because there they are established already. We were still developing at the time. So yeah, I think you make that argument from you does make sense. He wouldn't want to go to United because yeah, they're revamping. Actually, you could argue overhauling maybe. But Arsenal pretty much settled, and the only thing they need is a number 9, mainly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it does make sense. Yeah, I hope that's a good tapping, right?
Always, always. Yes.
All right, and we have Pensonli had a tough week. Okay, okay. We're not reading that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Julian Opera, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us. And one day, thank you. Feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. I think Gyökeres will flop, to be honest. He's been overhyped like crazy. I wouldn't say he's overhyped. I think he deserves, you could say, all the what's the word I'm looking for? He deserves, again, he measures whatever hype he's getting. He's performed consistently for how many seasons right now? Even in the championship, he was good.
Yeah, look, at the biggest level, coach, really 2 seasons only at the highest level, really, to be honest. But look, as well, they say, I still think they would imagine him coming in for that big fee or that contract, the way they're going to do it. He's basically signing so he can win the title and maybe the Champions League or whatever for Arsenal. So there's going to be a lot of pressure. Can he handle that pressure? It's not like when he went to Sporting, there was no pressure at Sporting. He was brought in. He was this. He wasn't even the first choice striker when he came in. So there wasn't much, that they didn't have quite that high pressure at Sporting. Well, that's gonna go up tenfold at Arsenal. He's they're gonna look at him as the god that's coming in to finally win something for Arsenal. So that's a lot of expectation and a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I do agree. I don't think he flops. I'm going to say this again. I don't remember any player that experienced a prolonged transfer process that flopped. I don't remember one, honestly. But I I don't. I'm not that sort of person that I don't want to say I hope he flops. I would just stick with good luck. To him. All right, Rugged Frankie chatting from Toronto, Canada. I greet everyone on this live stream. We greet you too. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining us live from Canada. Any news in Starlin, Broya, Cherwell, Viega, and all the other players? Just quickly here, update for you. Let's see. I read this list halfway, didn't finish reading it. We have departures. Amogu gone to Strasbourg. For me, that's a safe sell. We sold him to a club
Yeah.
where if he becomes one of the best, it'd be easier for us to get him back. Butch, or I don't know how you pronounce his name, Buxton, Bettinelli gone to Manchester City, Campbell Humphreys on a permanent capacity, Balaga, Arsenal, Petrovic, Bournemouth, right? Is it Bournemouth?
Yes.
Okay. Stooge, Marcel Washington, Dylan Williams. So those names you mentioned, they're still here. I think we'll probably, in the case of Raheem Sterling, would end up buying his contract. And I've always known I think he wasn't, you could argue, he wasn't happy given his perceived ill treatment because we haven't even heard that he wasn't part of the plan at the time. And his camp was quick to release a statement that, yeah, he wants to stay and help Chelsea to win stuff. Yeah, that was when I knew we're in trouble. And probably he's taken at the time before that statement, they've realized already that they can actually force us to come to the table and say, okay, how much would you like us to pay you to buy out your contract? Which at the time, a lot of money. It was 70 plus million at the time. Right,
Yeah.
Dante?
Yes, it was. It's still a lot now.
It's still a lot now. So, and he's at the age where you can argue he doesn't enjoy football that much. He's not looking to impress Thomas Tuchel to get a chance to represent England again. So even going to Saudi, I don't think it would take a lot to convince him. And the Saudis, they're not. You could say these days. Don't read this wrong. They're looking for first class talents. They're not looking for players on the verge of retirement these days. You'd have to be exceptionally good. Then they can actually make an exception for you because of how good you are. But if you're not good, irrespective of how good you were, it doesn't matter. So we're stuck with him. We're stuck with him. It would take a lot to convince him to say, okay, yeah, let's say goodbye, because he's not in a hurry. He's he's at the point of retirement. I don't know that you want to add anything to that before we move on.
Yeah, look, I don't think we'll pay him out his contract because there's still quite a lot of money to go. I
What
don't
would be
think.
the most economical thing to do? Like
Well, I
keep him,
think.
continue paying. But here's the thing. I
Yeah.
think if we can't find a solution, I think it'll be more economical to keep
No.
him and be paying him salary by salary rather than a bulk payment, right? But go ahead with what you were saying.
Loan coach. It will be a loan. Like Arsenal came along. they'll try to loan him out because you're minimizing the loss. His salary gets off the books for that season. It's yeah, and it gets closer to that when you can pay him out. It gets a little bit closer, a bit more feasible, but not now. I don't think that's doable right now. It's still a lot of money. I don't think they would pay. I think how much it was it? I still think it's like 40 something million. So it's too much to pay him
Okay, it's
out.
still
And
40 million plus, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it still
That's
is
nearly
around that.
all the money, close to 50% of the money we made from the Club World Cup.
Yeah, but it's if you can loan him out and get his salary that you were supposed to pay him, and then taking that account another year on the books, it reduces the price and the loss even more each year. Well, I think they just if they get a loans, they'll loan him out continuously till he gets probably 1 year before his contract, or even run his contract out. Because I can tell you now, Sterling is not going anywhere and he's not accepting a payout that's less than he's actually owed. Because I don't see him as that type of
Yeah,
character.
he's not stupid. And it was clear, given that statement from his camp. We realized at the time that was exactly what they want to do. Pay us everything you owe us, and okay, bye, Felicia, then.
Exactly, yeah. But unfortunately, this is clear. Like they will not do that. Like I said, they will extend the contract further another year, get that loan money for him, and yeah, the more it goes, the longer it goes, the more it comes down. So if they can get a loan for him, they just loan him out. They're obviously going to try to sell him, but if they can't, they're just going to they will loan him out again. Simple as that. We're going to be stuck with him. I'm pretty confident on that. That's
Unfortunately,
yeah.
we realized earlier on that, yeah, a huge issue. And he's looking like he's adding meat, actually, right?
Yeah, yeah. Look,
Jesus.
it is what it
We're in
is.
trouble.
It happens. I think they learned their lesson very quickly with a couple of those deals when they came in. They just signed a couple of players just to appease the fan base and just to patch things up quick a little bit. Yeah, they realized pretty quickly a few months after that that's not a way to go about it, and they quickly went to the model. They probably had that model in mind anyway, because like I said, they did that at the Dodgers. So they probably had that model in mind probably in the next couple of years anyway. But I think that just fast forwarded a lot.
There's also the issue with Ateta as well, where he will probably play him out of position multiple times. Play who out of position? Gyökeres? Okay, we'll see. I wouldn't sell Jackson to United because I feel the owners will be getting. No, I don't think we'll get Garnacho. I know, yeah, that report. Uh, it does. It's not. It doesn't look like it's gonna go away, which you can say um, drives the fear of that we may end up with Ganacho. It's a possibility. The brothers, he continues to scream that he wants to remain in the Premier League, which yeah gets a lot of Chelsea fans concerned. But let's see
Coach,
what
sorry,
happens.
just
Yeah.
to add to that one, just quickly to add to that one. Well,
Mhm.
look at what we did with Sancho. I think if they get a deal like that, I'm actually very good with that. I'll be very happy with that deal. If they do a deal, like a season loan, come here, prove
Okay.
yourself that you fit in, show us what you can do, perform. You fit in with this group, you do well, everything's good after the year, well, then we'll sign you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll
If
pay like
then
a
if it
5
doesn't
million
work
fee.
out, if it doesn't work out, you
We pay like a 5 million fee, like we did with Sancho, and go back. I think Chelsea will definitely look to do that. I'm 100% sure they will try to do that because look, I know everyone hates him. I'm not his biggest fan either, but he's one of those type of players that when he's playing for someone else, you're going to hate that guy. But when he's on your team, you're actually going to like that guy because the way he plays and what he does, just like Cucurella, everybody hates Cucurella. Every other fan base hates Cucurella. We love Cucurella, but if Cucurella was playing for another team, we'd probably hate him as well.
yeah. Uh, why buy Sterling out of his contract and when you can keep loaning him? Yeah, yeah. So that's the more sensible thing to do, economical thing to do. The problem he has is that he wants to stay in London, which is I wouldn't call it stupid. It's his decision. Good morning to you too. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Jude, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingles. Thank you for joining us. 34 likes still. I believe we can do a lot better than that. We still have 60 people following the show. 228 in total, 60 on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook, where they're equally. Kutula doesn't know. Sterling played the whole preseason and played under Maresca at City. And I don't think him playing under Maresca at City, I don't think it counts. If you're counting that as one of the reasons why he should have kept him, I don't think it matters. And Maresca waited until 2 days before the first game to tell him he isn't in his plans. So yes, his people spoke out. Here's the thing: we don't know when he was told. We don't know
Exactly.
when he was told. I know how you argue. I know you argue. I know you would try to explain that away, Stab, because I know you very well. But the truth remains, we do not know when Sterling was told he wasn't part of the plan. We don't know whether he was told earlier on, and probably he believed he can convince him, because maybe he had played under him at City, that he still convinced him to keep him or something by doing well in training. But I don't know. Honestly, we don't know. We can only speculate. But you're not wanted. You're not wanted. It doesn't. For me, it doesn't really matter when you were told. World Cup here, and he wants to stay in London. This guy doesn't care about his career. As I've said, I don't think he's playing to impress anybody anymore. I don't think he wants to get a chance to represent England again. I don't think that happens. That's what I do with Ganacha. Also, there's got to be an option where his brother comes nowhere near our club. If he's performing, I don't care what his brother says, really. The signings in summer 2022 were requested by Tuku. They were not to appease fans. Okay. Big up to you too, Shay. Wendy, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding time down the show. Was thinking Arsenal FC needs spiritual prayers to pick up any trophies major next season. So I was thinking that I saw clips of Manchester United release friendly last night. Oh my God, more trouble awaits United. I mean, preseason doesn't tell you much. All right, we're switching topics now. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes, okay, okay. Thank you for that stuff. The likes do go a long way. 35 likes. Let's see if we can get it to 100 today. We had only the the what's it called? YouTube shorts get to 100, 250, 300 likes, but I don't know. Live streams these days, because we stream in the vertical format, we struggle to get to 50. Ganacho is on 50K a week. Although it's not necessarily about money, he needs to play. Yeah, more importantly, he's still very young. It's not Raheem Sterling situation. But Wendy, thank you so much for reposting the stream. Sincerely do appreciate that. So what the next topic we have? Uh, hmm. Nicolas Jackson, for me, Dante, you think it's not going to happen? And I think, yeah, maybe it won't happen. Why? Because of our valuation of Nicolas Jackson. And I think that valuation simply means we're not looking to sell him. But that's not to say if he pushes to leave, we're not going to let him go. For instance, we weren't pushing to sell, irrespective of what people are saying after he sold to Arsenal. We weren't pushing to sell Noni Madeka, actually. I think it was him that pushed to leave. And then after he was sold, we started saying something like that Madeka knew that we were open to selling him. That's nonsense. I don't know. I'm still saying the valuation, reported valuation of Nicolas Jackson, 100 million plus, does show that we're not looking to sell him. But once again, brings me back to what I had said earlier, that if he pushes to leave, I think he's gone. If you want to add to that, Dante, you go ahead.
Look, exactly. If a player does say he wants to go, well, this club will find a solution for that 100%. They're not going to keep that player. That's why I said when Nicolas Jackson came out and said pretty much straight after that Club World Cup and the interview, he wants to stay and fight for his spot. He's not looking to leave. He wants to prove himself and earn that respect back for the fans and for himself as well. So when I heard that, look, I don't think he's the type that would back out of a challenge. He said it on many interviews I've seen throughout the last couple of years. He's always kept that pretty consistent when he got sent off or when he had to win for his bad patch. He always said that he's always gonna, do that. Is there a chance he might leave? Maybe. I think there's a very little chance, but I don't think. First of all, 100% that evaluation. Chelsea put that valuation because this player does not want to go. So you put a higher valuation if you have asset that's pretty rare these days. There's not that many strikers like Nicolas Jackson. Not many strikers left on the market, to be honest. So that's why Chelsea put their valuation as well. Otherwise, I think you would have seen exactly the same situation with like Madueke. I still believe he stays, to be honest. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty up there that I think he still stays and fights for his spot.
I actually don't want us to sell him because he's
No,
not
I
a
don't.
bad
I don't
player.
either. No,
He just has aspects of his games that he needs to work on. He should start shooting instinctively, improve his, you can say, conversion rate, which starts by him shooting instinctively and not hesitate.
and that will help in training. He's got the competition in training to see that now. He's got two very good strikers. He can see that, he can work with them, and he'll actually improve, in my opinion, if he does stay and works with those two strikers and trains with them every day and sees how they work and how they, you said, ball striking, finishing. 100%. Look, in an open game, Nicolas Jackson will do wonders for you. Against a low block, he will do nothing. But now we have two players that can do stuff against low block. So I still think we
We
need
have
him
more
in a
than
build.
I can't a lot of players that can do a whole lot
Yeah.
against low block.
So
Mhm.
now, he needs to work harder on his game and improve. And I want to see him, how he reacts to that challenge. And like I said, he's already accepted that challenge from what he said. I'm just quoting for what he said. He said he's accepted the challenge, he's going to take it on. We'll see how long that lasts. Like I said, he might be gone next year or maybe January if it's not working out. But I think he stays, in my opinion. And the club's not selling him, and they're not selling him for peanuts. An offer, I think, a very high offer has to come in for him. uh, we're talking money like, Ekitike money, that like a big offer, not 100 mil, but I think 70 plus has to come in for us to even consider selling him. Is that going to happen? I don't think so.
And if you're interested in signing him, you'd have to do that early on in the transfer window. If not, we will refuse to sell because we don't want to risk a situation whereby we'd sell him and not have time enough to find a replacement.
Exactly. And Man United is not doing that. Are you kidding me? Man United is not doing that. I don't see Man United doing that. So, yeah, look, I think he still stays. That's just my personal opinion. I'm just going by gut feel and what he's been consistent at, what he's always said.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Let's see what else do we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. What else do we have here? Wendy, I think I've said hello to you. Big up to you too. Where did we stop? Wally Wodo, that's what I do with Ganacho. Yep, with the signing in summer 2022 were requested by Tuku. We've addressed that. And Rugged Frankie here was thinking Arsenal FC needs a spiritual players. We've addressed that one too. Ganacho is on 50K. We've addressed that one. Did I scroll back up? I probably did. To be honest, not even because we have multiple players in his position coming in shows to me he doesn't like competition. Partly, I know we've discussed 1,000 times how he comes across as a sort of player that would want to leave if again he feels like he's not going to get to play a lot. I think we did talk about that, Dante, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we
Yeah.
spoke about
And
that quite a
you
bit.
could argue partly because of that. And I've heard a very sensible comment, or should I call it reasoning from one of our, who was that? I think on X, that because Nicolas Jackson got a pay rise, right?
He did, yes. Got an extension.
Enzo Fernandez in his first season actually got. Cole Palmer got. He's probably feeling, yeah, he should too. That's a sensible argument. So there are factors when you look at them. You can argue maybe that, and also plus maybe he feels like he will probably get to play a lot more at Arsenal, which I don't think is possible. But I'm not I'm not Mikel Arteta. But here's still what I don't like is Chelsea fans calling him a snake. I don't think he is. And his farewell message does show that he does appreciate everything. You can say he's how Maresca has helped him improve, and all those things. So, but good luck to him. That's all I can say. I don't want to go to the extent of saying I hope he does well. But Nicolas Jackson's future isn't going away. But it's important to Note that Chelsea's valuation simply means they're not looking to sell him. Can that change? Possibly. All right, but we have our senior panelists in the house. And Bobby, let's hear your thoughts. Nicolas Jackson, this is Nizak Kinsella reporting this, and nothing says that we're looking to sell him. Nothing says that he wants to leave. If anything, let's stick with where again two occasions when he said that yeah he would stand fight for his place. But Nizaki Sela, I think I trust him to a considerable extent. Him saying that Manchester United have held talks with Nicolas Jackson's representatives, representative, not plural there, one person, Ali Barat, over a potential move. Um, it's not going away. It's not going away. And
Yeah.
but what do you make of the report? That's the question we're asking.
Sorry, just before
Well,
Bobby gets
we
in there. Sorry, Bobby. Yeah, I just need to go. So I'll try to make a couple more streams. We'll see how my time is, but the time zone is much better now. So
You can swim, right?
yeah, I can swim very well.
Okay,
Yes,
so I
yes.
would have said don't go close to the ocean if you can't swim. We don't want to lose you.
No, no, I grew up in front of the ocean, so I can swim very well. No problems.
But dang it, I'm jealous. Dubai holiday, Dante. Wow.
Well, it's not too bad. It's not too
All
bad.
right.
The first day was good. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. Got to work on
All
the
right. Have
tan.
some fun,
And
my brother. We'll talk later.
all right, guys, take care. Bye bye.
All right, you
Take
too.
care,
Bye.
Bobby.
Okay,
All right,
so
Bobby, go ahead. Big up, bro. Thank you for joining.
yeah, big up, coach. Yeah, we've been discussing this,
But this
and
is
we
a fresh
discussed
report,
this.
right? You know, right?
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These rumors, you see, we're in that period of time where people are going to, content creators, journalists are going to look for clickbait and stories to give themselves sort of relevance and attraction.
Hmm.
I don't buy it. I'm not saying it can't happen. Of course, football, anything's possible, especially in this transfer period. But we all know that. Just sorry, I had to tell off my kids. We all know that um, people enjoy trying to pluck at Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea's team's looking strong. Who can we put a rumor out there to weaken them? People are terrified of a three-strike prospect, three varying strikers that we could play at any time. We can rotate and take away the pressure from the team. What they want is injuries to Chelsea, exhaustion and burnout to Chelsea, and minimization to Chelsea. This is what they're looking for, and this is what the propaganda they try to push. Nicolas Jackson has said himself he doesn't want to leave, he wants to stay and fight for his place. How many times does he need to say it? He said it once, that's enough. The club have said, well, we're not really keen to sell, but if you drop 100, we'll start talking to you. Fair enough. Everything else is gravy, coach. Gravy and wishful thinking. Oh, Man United's camp has spoken to this, that, and the other. Okay, maybe they have. Drop your 100 million and we start talking. Drop your 100 million. Okay, then I can start to accept. Okay, maybe there's some legs to the rumor. But for now, we fail to really appreciate that a lot of these people putting out stories, we've seen it from the mainstream media, we've seen it from mainstream sports radio like Talk Sports, we've seen it from ESPN, we've seen it a little bit from DAZN, excuse me, all the English sports channels. Man United in particular, Liverpool, and then perhaps a little bit less so, but definitely their Arsenal, they have media presence. That's an area Chelsea really need to work on. And they push a lot of narratives. They attack Chelsea. All the attacks you've got from Chelsea on Chelsea have come from them. Look at the pundits, Neville and Gallagher, and all these things. They are pushing this because they don't want a strong Chelsea squad. Nobody knows how Nicolas Jackson is going to react to playing with two competitors. Nobody out there is pushing the other narratives, which I'm sure the coaches are thinking of. Is look, this guy, this is your opportunity. Show us what you've really got. Show us what you're about. Show us if you can live in high company and make your mark and improve to such an extent that you drop these people. I really have to admire Chelsea of old. Didier Drogba, lots of strikers came in during his time, and he stood his ground as number one. Midfielders were coming in. The likes of Lampard stood their ground as okay. You got your Makaleles, you've got your Michael Ballacks, you've got your SCNs and so on. But this area in an attacking midfield, I will make it my own. This is what we want at Chelsea. This is what we're looking for. So, Nicholas Jackson, if you are as good as you say you are, or if you are to your word that you want to fight for your place, get out there and start proving it. What you need to do is start scoring goals. I tell you what, if Jackson starts scoring goals with the way he plays, he will either bench Delap or, dare I say it, Jao Pedro, or force them to either play with him or go
Oh,
out
they
on the
start sharing
flanks.
places, rotation.
Yeah, this is what top sides do. Everything else we're hearing is wishful thinking because Chelsea are looking strong. You watch the pattern. Chelsea looks strong. They start pushing out rumors to weaken them. It doesn't matter that it's not going away. I mean, some people even still talk about Enzo Fernandez. They've been pushing that since he got to Chelsea. So they're going to keep pushing these stories, but I'm not buying it at all. I feel the club is moving really different. I really do. And unless we see otherwise, it's not going to change. They're trying everything. Wow, Gusto has really improved. He looks solid in the right back position. Maybe someone that we can start to rely on to indeed deputise for Reece James, who's going to need it. What do? They dig up old Bayern Munich stories and start pushing that. um, you know, Chelsea moving in on Hato, Jorrel Hato, which I personally believe they need to do the deal, quickly now. Get on with it because we do need a deputy for Cucurella for sure. What are they doing? Ooh, Liverpool are looking at Hato. Liverpool, who's just spent how many tens of millions, hundreds of millions, and I don't think left back is really a priority for them. I've forgotten who they've got in the left back position, but they're not really gasping for a player there. Will Hato want to go there and play second fiddle? I doubt it. At least at Chelsea, he's going to get game time. I think he can play left back. I think he can play centre back as well, can't he? The old
The only reason we miss out on Hato is if we're not serious. I think we
exactly.
will sign him. I think he's going to be our next signing. The attacking area, not necessarily an area of priority for us. I think the area of priority of importance. We need to bring in someone because Kukurea is the only recognized left back we have is Hato. I think he joins us. But go ahead, so that we can move on to the next topic. And a lot to catch up with in the chat. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, coach. Hato has to come. The only another area I'm really curious because we're comfortable. We're not really, apart from that left back position, once that's sorted, we're not really stressed to do other business. Especially if Renato Veiga goes. We can then take our time, although time in the transfer window is running out, get rid of Chilwell, because he's just leeching us now. Get rid of Sterling. Those are important people to offload. Get rid of or reloan Carney because he needs to be playing football. And take our time. I maintain, as I've told you on this stream, I'm not too sure Chelsea are going to get rid of of Nkunku. I,
Not because we don't want to, because the unbiased are willing to meet our valuation of him.
that,
Listen,
as well
yeah,
as the fact
yeah,
that the player looks like he's prepared to get on with it. I think a lot of his problems were niggling injuries, and a lot of them was being played out of position. Now he has foilers. He has Delap. He has Jao Pedro, even Jackson to some extent. He will feel more comfortable. So I'm not too sure that deal's going to go down. It might, but I don't think we're rushed for that, honestly. I would almost just put it a little bit less than the Jackson situation in terms of us wanting to move him on. One person we will need to move on is Jao Felix. I think he has got to go, and we're looking okay. We're looking okay. Get that
right,
sort of business done, and we can have some hope for the season, despite the fact that Arsenal is amassing a whole load of street fighters
yeah.
in their team.
All right. Once again, thank you to all our paid members. Sincerely, do appreciate you all. I think you guys encourage us to do a lot, and we've been releasing some delicious video, which usually the paid members see first before we make it public. The stadium, a three-part series, a stadium video. Host again, the host is Matt, and also the review for our just triumph over PSG or our triumph in the Club World Cup. You will enjoy those videos. Professional editing. I'm into design, but I'm not a professional editor. I can do my best, but we're using professional paid editors to make sure the videos are as delicious as can be. So try them out. But thank you to all our paid members like DJ Sav, Vic. There are others, and also our bro Glenn was here today. Nearly got me to stop hosting the show. But greetings to you too. I hope you're doing well too, Bobby. That's Jude saying hello to you. Chelsea FC
Yep.
Jingles chairman.
Oh,
DJ
big up,
also saying big up to you.
big up, DJ.
Says he doesn't like you. Always saying nonsense on the stream. Okay. All right. Leave me alone, Vic. What do we have here? What else do we have here? Good afternoon. Nice to meet you again. Desmond Muritai. It's been a minute. Hopefully, your absence simply means that you've been busy. If that's the case, we're happy for you. Bills don't pay for you. Don't pay themselves. Let them all compete. That's that. That's what last Bobby did put it. That's what big clubs do. You keep your best players. They compete. You see, Real Madrid just the same thing they're saying to Rodrigo. Look, we want to keep you, but if you want to leave, up to you. If you want to stay, stay. Fight for your place. You're not. We're not going to guarantee you be the starting player. And that's what big clubs do. So Jackson can stay. He can play alongside. He can start alongside Delap. He can start alongside João Pedro. Yeah, that's it's. It's up to him. I hope he stays. And to be clear, the report you're looking at on the screen is from the perspective of Manchester United. Nothing there says that Chelsea are waiting for, you could say, for a beat from Manchester United, or that we're definitely looking to sell him. If anything, Chelsea's valuation of Nicolas Jackson is reflective of the fact that yeah, we're not looking to sell him. It's really that simple. And DJ is in the house. DJ, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. We do have a media power, unfortunately, but the wrong person, Greg Barley. I think it's just he doesn't work for us. That's the thing on ESPN. But the guy is a snake and a hater of us, despite being a former Chelsea player. Who was that explained? I think he was Stav that explained because he wasn't given proper chance at Chelsea and didn't do well at Chelsea. That's why he hates Chelsea and all that. But Houston, I think we need more haters. We need more haters. I'm the such a person that if you're hating on me and trying to say that I can't do this without you, or I cannot achieve this without you. That's when I get motivated the most. So we need more haters. And it looks like we thrive when we have a lot of haters. So we please let him not stop. Liverpool have spent more than any other club in this window, way over 250 million, with Ekitike set to be added to their squad. I think they're doing too much. Probably not going to get anywhere close to first place next season, and I'm serious about that. Just remember, I told you that. Xavi, Simmons, Morgan Rogers, Jorrel Hato, and another goalkeeper for me will come in. Xavi Simmons, I don't think we get both Xavi Simmons and Morgan Rogers. I think it will be one of the two, and it may well end up being Morgan Rogers. Hato, definitely, I think, because yeah, he plays in an area of priority for us right now. Another goalkeeper this window, it's a possibility, but we'll see. Really. Azo Ali, hey man. Any news about Fafana? Which of the Fafanas, Malik Fafana or the two Fafanas? I think we've sold the Fafana we signed from Maldi FC. I think we've sold them already. I can't quite remember. Are you talking about Malik Fafana? We were linked with a move for him a week ago. Or are you talking about Wesley Fafana? I don't think he starts the season. Probably still in the recovery process. I don't think we'll be in a rush to give him game time because we don't lack numbers in terms of the CBs now we have, and our CBs they've all improved very well. So I don't know whether which of the Fofanas you have to be specific. And the club gave Chilwell a 2-year extension in 2024. So when does his contract expire? I don't think his isn't much of an issue. Raheem Sterling is a more problematic one. A big up to you too, Makim Neum. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Xavi Simmons is just a weaker version of Nkunku. I disagree. They're not even the same profile. He's a better dribbler than Nkunku, in my opinion. More of a 10 than Nkunku. Nkunku is more of a second striker. And sometimes you could call just more, you could say some people, the more relatable language for some people would be the hybrid number 9. Nkunku can also play a 10, but that's a role Xavi Simmons can fulfill better than Nkunku. They're not the same. I would take Xavi Simmons over Nkunku anytime, any day. He's a better dribbler overall. Big up to you too, Ivy. Nice to see you, and thank you for being a paid member. Sincerely do appreciate that. Jackson is fast and strong, but I think he needed to check his eyes. Jesus Christ. You guys are all sinners. This is a Sunday. Be nice, man. Oh my goodness. It's not his eyes, really, but here's the thing about Nicolas Jackson. He's a good player. He needs to learn to shoot instinctively. Practice more. I think he'd get better. He actually does have excellent first touch. He's a overall good footballer, really. And something to pay attention to, he did better than Didier Drogba in his first season at Chelsea. I don't know. That's reason enough to give him a chance. But I'm happy the club wants to give him a chance. And I'm going to say this once again, because we have that on the screen. His valuation simply is a way of telling clubs we're not looking to sell, because 100 million pounds, I don't see any club meeting that. But that's not to say if he decides tomorrow says, yeah, I'd be better off going to a certain club, that Chelsea will say, okay, just like Madueke's case. But I think he stays, honestly. But you need to go see your pastor, man. That's not good. The club gave Chilwell a 2-year extension in 2024. He has never refused to play. Sorry, Bobby, don't use the word leeching. He isn't Winston Bogart. I remember Bogart. Don't disrespect the Champions League winner. I think in his case, he's a good professional, really. I think it's just circumstance. The manager just don't want him, and he wasn't in the greatest of form, and the injuries he's had, didn't help. Greg is a blunt guy. He does not. He hates. You can say. I don't blame anybody using the term hate or using the word hate. The way he doesn't know how to speak objectively. And I'm going to say the same thing I said about content creators that are now apologizing. Had they been objective and not let their emotions drive their opinions, I have nothing against anybody expressing their opinions the way they deem fit. But my advice is that's why sometimes when we lose games, I tell people, I've said it on X, just give it a few hours before you speak. When you let your opinions drive your emotions drive your opinions, you create a situation where you'd say something you regret when you look back, or something that would mean you'd have to apologize in the future. So in this case, he doesn't sound objective. How can he say? Wasn't he? Who was the one that said that we beat PSG because of the pitch? Was he the one that said that?
That was Charlie Nickel, ex
Was Charlie
Liverpool
Mickles? Yeah,
and Arsenal.
that's the sort of nonsense that when you hear, you know that the person speaking doesn't know how to be objective.
Yeah,
They
look at
just
Andy Goldstein on Talk Sport, what he was saying, and Jason Cundy had to shut him down. I have to. Sorry, I'm just adding my own bit to this. Is
yeah,
that
go
you're
ahead.
right? We all get emotional, especially if we lose. I get upset, I get emotional. We kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater for a little while. And you're right. The best thing to do when you're like that is take a step back. Maybe don't even say anything. And then when you've got yourself together, then, pass comment. And it may still be laced with anger, especially when it's a stupid defeat like we've had in the past, but it's objective. But now, there are a lot of people. Chelsea's job isn't over, but certainly for the season, they haven't done badly. And there are a lot of people that just look like absolute fools. There's one guy on X, which you and I both know very well. And I told him, I said, oh gosh, your silence is deafening. Now that we've won this, nobody's heard a word from you. But if we had lost it, or if anything goes wrong, you're the first in the queue. Clear Lake this, Clear Lake that. The other day he was posting some
Making
kind of,
up nonsense about the finances.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that. All these figures, oh, they owe this, they owe that. I'm like, yeah, you know all this because you sit on the board, do you? I mean, his whole ethos is negativity. And you're right, that is hate. There's no other definition for hate. If somebody occupies so much space in your mind negatively that all you can do is come out with negatives against them, such that you even create stories, you hate them. And a lot of
Even
people,
without knowing you're doing so.
yeah, and especially our rivals. Our rivals is a lot of jealousy. I have someone I know that was a Liverpool fan. I've known him for many, many years, and he came with all this minimizing. I really shut him down. Said, "How dare you? You're minimizing the Club World Cup. Why? Because you didn't qualify to get into it." Do you know what it takes to even be on that stage? You have to have, in the past 4 years, been either won your continental trophy like the Champions League, or built up so much pedigree in terms of your positioning, maybe several finals, other trophies within your continent, before you can get into that competition. You don't get into it based on something you did when dinosaurs walked the earth, like Liverpool. They're still stuck in the 1980s. That history is gone.
Yeah.
And the beauty of Chelsea is that we don't live in history. We keep looking to create it. And that's where true greatness comes in. Do you know, to this day, nobody has ever sat down to really praise Chelsea for what they did at the Allianz Arena. They will choke first before they come out. And actually, that was such a remarkable victory. I posted that on X as well. They played a team at the peak of its powers. I think Bayern everybody can arguably say was one of the best teams in the world at that time. We were riddled with injuries. Our two centre backs were not fully recovered from injury. We had about four key players missing from that team. We went to their backyard. We beat them. The penalty kicks, which is one thing people forget, had to be played in front of their fans, in front of their fans, and nobody ever wants to talk about it.
So my point is, being objective, I think, will save you a lot of headache. Honestly, I get it. It's natural to get angry, but listen, in real life, I'm sure you've heard a lot of people tell you 1,000 times. Sometimes it's better not to speak when you're angry. And my case is different. You could say, as a content creator, I've learned over time to control my emotions. Even when I'm not happy, I force myself to look at things objectively. Because how are you telling me? Why are you even apologizing now? What happens if things start going down south again? You start speaking objectively. You start screaming Clear Lake out. Not even Clear Lake, Clown Lake out.
Yeah.
Until we start winning again, you come back and start apologizing again because you don't know how to speak objectively because your emotions drive what you say to your followers. How?
One of those,
Why should I trust you? And it'd be correct to call you a fair weather fan.
yeah, one of those Clown Lake out people. I was having a bit of tit a tat on X with. And I was saying to him, I said, okay, you say these people should go out. It's not going to happen. They didn't invest all this money just to go. But okay, you want
That's
them
actually
gone.
one of the most stupid
It,
hashtags I've ever seen.
it's a
You
very
already
stupid
know they're
hashtag.
not going anywhere for at least 10
It,
years.
definitely even more than that. They've put too
Even more
much
than
money
that.
into it, coach. And they have investment, they have real estate. They're in this for the long, 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 long haul. And I said to him, okay, if all of a sudden your stupid wish comes true and they drop everything and they go now, who do you want in their place? Because Roman ain't coming back. Those days are gone. The layer of the land is so much bigger than people with Roman's type of money. Not that he even has that money anymore anyway. But that has gone. So who do you want? Who do you want? Who do you think would possibly come in and do a better job? And don't say, oh, Saudis. You know, they have their flaws as well. So, people just come out with childish stuff. You can't tell me. Look at Todd Bowley at the trophy lift. How happy he was and how proud he was. Look at the sporting directors that I've even had a go at. Everybody was ecstatic. We are a club in the making, and I think it's time people just relaxed. Give this project time. It takes a lot to rebuild anything, not to mention a top rate football club. And of course, there are going to be mistakes along the way. Even if they understood football, they would make mistakes along the way. So, we have to be able to just focus on the fact that we are Chelsea fans. We are so fortunate to support a club like we have. And we've got to sometimes keep the faith, me included. I remember that Carling Cup loss against Liverpool. I think it's something like our fourth Wembley loss in a row. I was incandescent. I was so upset, angry, everything. I really let it rip. I think you would have seen it on your platform. I was really angry with Pochettino. But see how he ended the season. Now, is it something that is still a bitter taste in my mouth? Yes, it is. It's one of those finals I feel so upset about, like I did Moscow 2008. I still remember that now. That pain over a whole summer holiday of that Champions League defeat is horrible. But I stop at saying certain things. And certainly I stop at throwing everything at an ownership that has invested everything into my club.
Thank you, Bobby. More likes, people. 43 likes. You can do a lot better than that. 69 people follow the show on YouTube. We have a total of 294. 69 on YouTube. The rest is shared between X and Facebook, whether equally, I do not know. But if you're following the show on X or Facebook, please drop a like on the video and also do subscribe. Follow the accounts. But if you join us here on YouTube, you get a chance to be part of the giveaways that we do. Did you guys read about the dinner on the eve of the final, and PSG folks were focused on trophy celebration event? Message was relayed to the players. Yeah, that was an excellent read. I remember reading that. Snappy, but excellent read.
Can
So
I
yeah,
do a
thank you
little
for bringing.
advertising for the club, if I may?
Sorry.
Can I do a little advertising for the club,
Yeah,
if
go
I
ahead.
may? Fans, if you can, please just get down to Chelsea, book a tour, and go and see. And I think you'll be allowed to touch. You may not be allowed to lift it, but you'll be allowed to touch the World Club Cup. This is a monumental moment. We're so fortunate to live through history. I've learnt in life to appreciate everything. And, as a Chelsea fan, and for those that really love and care about the club, I would advise you, if you're in the London area, you live in the UK, just pop down to the bridge, take one of your kids. It's not too expensive, and make a day of it, and go see our trophy cabinet with two new trophies, by the way.
Yeah, brand new in 20, added in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. So, people, if you have, or if you, even if you're traveling to Africa stuff, if you have, again, if you know in advance that you'd have a stopover in London, you might as well just plan and go see it. But make sure you have the appropriate documents, because I don't think you're allowed to leave the airport without visa in some cases to go into the city and do whatever you want to do. But that's by the way, Wesley Fofana. Okay, I don't think he starts the season. Probably will need time. Jackson just needs to stay. It will help player management and rotation amongst the top three strikers, considering the four competition next season, not forgetting international breaks. So we have a lot. I think that's why probably we're not looking to sell Nicolas Jackson. A report that came out about Garnacho was reported by a Manchester outlet, not a tier one journalist. Okay, thank you for that. Markland is saying, give Jackson time. He is going to shock you. Fernandez just came in. You all did the same. Now you're eating your words, and you all will do it so again with Jackson. Jackson needs to stay, in my opinion. I don't want us to sell him. He's a good player. The only thing he hadn't done consistently, just be efficient and efficient consistently in front of goal, which will happen. And I've mentioned how his first season much better than that of Didier Drogba in his first season. He just needs time. I'm just happy the club, Chelsea, are not looking to sell him. If he leaves, it'd be because he wants to leave. Charlie Nichols is the one who does not like Chelsea, and everyone at ESPN always drag him when Chelsea turns things around. His colleagues openly admits he doesn't like Chelsea, and I want more of that sort of people. Big up to you too. Nice to see you out there. Hope you're doing well, Dan. Abramovich Glazer clause included a depth limit, but they don't know. They just want to find a way to, you could say, to push things that even big Chelsea content creators, actually, to push things that is not good for the image of the club. Good morning to you too, Real Gems. Nice to see you. Anti-Glazers clause will always be forgotten by people. Ty, I think you did release a very good video on that. You can share it so people can go check it out. Saudis will not get EPL ownership approval. A conflict of interest with Newcastle owned by the Saudis. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. Let's try and address the rest of the items we have lined up. Yeah, probably
So, Coach,
nobody
Coach,
will pressure me to go to church today because my wife, she's on call. Go ahead, Bobby.
one big thing about the owners, and I was saying, it was so important that Chelsea won that CWC for so many reasons. One, it was the inaugural competition, and you need to get your name on the trophy now, because the more occasions that come by, the harder it will be, because everybody's going to thirst for that trophy. I don't know whether it was Matt in the video he put out on your platform, coach, or someone that was saying, look, that it's, or maybe one of these African guys that post things. I love watching them. That was saying, hey, look, it's good that Chelsea won it, because the fans would actually promote it, because everybody hates us so much, and we rub it in their face so much that they're all going to thirst for the trophy. But what is so important from the ownership point of view is the business they're making out of this. They've got people
They're
like Chris
changing how
Brown.
clubs are run.
Yeah, they've got people like Chris Brown and Justin Bieber releasing singles about Chelsea and winning the Club World Cup. You've got even R. Kelly bringing out a single of Chelsea winning this. Now, I don't know what benefit that is to Chelsea, immediate financially, but it's giving the PR, it's giving the exposure, it's giving the publicity, and generations now that are coming into football, this is what they'll remember. I mean, things like what Cole Palmer's doing at St. Kitts, going there, honoring his grandfather. If you watch the video about his visit to St. Kitts, you'll find that half the island now are Chelsea fans. So we need this sort of thing to increase our fan base, which can only help Chelsea commercially. So before everybody gets on the bandwagon of, oh, Clown Lake, get them out, they're trying to destroy the club. I think we really need to, I don't believe in groveling to owners, unless they are quite exceptional, like Roman Abramovich, which these people could well prove to be with time. This is only their third year, remember. Roman had 19 years to become the absolute Chelsea lord that he is. So give them time.
And he didn't meet chaos when he bought Chelsea.
Absolutely, he didn't. He
So
came
these
into a
guys met
very
they met
well.
chaos.
Yeah, yeah,
Players left. Some two important players left at the time. Um, Rudiger and Christensen, they were very important players for us at the time. They left for contract. You could say we weren't allowed actually to sign contracts. That's how bad things were at the time. But unfortunately, people don't remember those things. But hi to you too, Mbakogo Anthony. Mbakogo. That sounds like an Igbo name, and I think I know the meaning. But the Mbakogo Anthony, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. Garnacho Lane's not going away, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're definitely signing him. Um, Hato with Cowell as centre backs is a fire. Big up to the panel. A proper Charles. 90 minutes, 90 plus pot minutes. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And thank you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. Sincerely do appreciate you. Let's see. I prefer Xavi over Rogers because he is more versatile and proven in Europe. And against big clubs, he's press resistant and intelligent with the ball. Rogers is less experienced at a top level. Okay, that's something for me to take my time and look at. Chinedu King Celestino, one Nedalo, I appreciate you. Hey, man, we won it. We've won it all. We are world champions. Dalo, one day, I appreciate you joining. I do hope you're doing well. And thank you so much for joining the conversation. They all left us. Yeah, Chinedu, Dalo. And that Ty has kindly shared the link to that. Ty, you have to title. Okay, the is its explanation of the anti-glazes clause. You to learn more about it, I'll pin that particular comment there. Go check out the video. I think you will enjoy it. Ty explained why. Yeah, when safe fans actually don't the owners wouldn't do anything stupid in my opinion. They can make mistakes, but the more important aspect of the sort of deal they signed when they purchased the club, Ty explains it very, very well there. So go check it out. Let's see. We need, yeah, exactly. They left when we needed them. I'd say it the same way. I wish Nicolas Jackson stays. He's part of us again. I think he will stay, but anything can change. anything can change. Definitely, I think.
Very well put.
Yeah,
I
I didn't
totally
expect
agree.
Noni Madueke's departure to be as abrupt as it was. I've always believed that there's a chance he leaves, but not the way it happened.
Nonis didn't really surprise me too much because he's that kind of guy. You could
Yeah,
see it in his body language. He can drop you if you're not. He has a big opinion of himself, which, okay, fair enough. You could say you need that as a footballer, especially at this level. But he didn't really seem to me as somebody who could hesitate to do that. And when
yep.
competition came to threaten him, rather than be someone to say, right, I'm going to hold on to the badge and I'm going to prove that these guys coming through the door are not better than me, as soon as someone like Arsenal comes knocking, who he thinks could be a tool to spite Chelsea with, he just jumped ship. So that doesn't surprise me. I'm glad we got 52 million for him. The only thing I will say to him is he needs to be careful because Chelsea had a project that was about developing players. Arsenal don't. And if he comes with some of those silly things he was doing at Chelsea, he will find himself very, very much on the bench, and they'll be looking for the next best thing quickly.
Here's what I don't understand. At Chelsea, Maresca loved him so much that he was actually playing. You can say
He
on
did
some occasions he did stay on the pitch more than he should,
more
even
than
when
he should.
fans
Yeah,
were complaining. He played the 90 minutes.
he did. But as I said,
And
he's
he's gone
that
to
kind of
Arsenal
guy.
where I don't think he's be a starter. I think he probably, at most, a squad player. Gets to play except if Saka is injured, but he's capable of playing on either flanks. So maybe that would mean that he gets to play a lot more, maybe, or than I expect him to play there. But go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works. But I think he is. People like that. One day the chickens come home to roost, and certain things happen that slap a bit of humility into them. Now that doesn't mean to say I dislike Noni. I think his attitude is helpful to him and his game at this
I mean, if
level.
anything, he seems like the sort of player that's confident in his abilities. And that's
Yes,
just that. Yeah, we
yes.
don't know him personally to judge his character as an individual. We always say that here. But go ahead, Bobby.
No, you're right. He's confident. He thinks he's the best, and there has to be a measure of good thinking like that. But all I'll say to him is that the grace and the love and all the tolerance that was given to him at Chelsea, he shouldn't expect that at Arsenal. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's quite ready to fight for his place there. I don't know. Time will tell. But they're not going to give him all the chances that we gave him. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bobby, for that. I wish Nicolas Jackson stays. I hope he stays too. He would be stronger with him staying. Um, Coach Roman met a financial chaos at Chelsea, though, but not squad chaos. He didn't meet, but he could argue the new owners they met can very messy situation in so many aspects. Really, they still managed to keep the club together before his takeover. For me, the new owners nothing too bad so far. Nothing. We could have won one more trophy under Pochettino had he been again as tactically flexible as I believe he should have been in that game. But that's by the way, I get your point though. Yeah. Let's see. I would want Yildiz over Xavi and Rogers. I am good. Thank you to hear that you're good. Houston, you Yildiz is not it's not a 10, is he? Correct me if I'm wrong. And I think you could he plays in a position where we're not lacking. And given the asking quoted asking price, which is something north of 90 million euros, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we'll be spending that much money on him. So it's not going to be him. A lot of Chelsea fans like him, and that again, it was either going to be him Jamie Gittins or Nico Williams, and I've always wanted Gittins over those two names because we did take our time to compare their output in respective outputs in the just concluded season, and Gittins surprisingly the better option for us. Let's see. Yep. Please go check out. Go and subscribe to Chelsea FC Jingles, the same gang of panelists. If you enjoy the conversation here, then yeah, go and subscribe to Chelsea FC Jingles, and believe me, you are not gonna regret it. All right, let's see. With Yildiz, my bro, we're good to go. I think that would be probably to an extent overcooked, in my opinion. You got that? But we'll see. Let's see. I knew Madike would go. I wanted him to go. He wasn't developing well, and always fights with his. You can say, yeah, with with his knicker dross. I think that's his sags. His sags is his sags is kids, and Jesus Christ. Today is Sunday, man. Just leave me alone. Club World Cup is a very tough competition to participate in. So let all of the English clubs respect that. I am proud to be a CFC supporter since 1997 when Celestin Babayaro Dangerimu. He's that a lot of some backstory to the name Babayaro. That guy is actually an Igbo man. He had a brother too. His brother too did represent the under 23s at the time, a goalkeeper, I think Emmanuel Babayaro, and both had to adopt the name of the Hausa man that helped him get the connection to get to play for the Super Eagles. So Babayaro, correct me if I'm wrong, an Igbo boy, Emmanuel Babayaro, his brother, an Igbo boy too, but they had to adapt the name of the Alhaji that had the connection to the youth setup at the time. Yeah, I was still in Nigeria, so I know that story very well. I like Simmons, but I don't see him as a first team player. Jackson is a fighter. We need him. It doesn't matter if he starts or not. I think he will be starting games. If anything, they will be sharing games. Ty is saying, okay, what are you referencing, Ty? Am I dreaming or is this a rebroadcast? It's not. Okay, if you're talking about Nani Madueke, I think we've talked about him severally here, and we've always said, yeah, he does come across like the sort of player that if he sees that he's not going to be the manager's priority, if it's not going to be the starting player, he probably push to leave. And we go, no, we're not. It's not going to happen. He plays in an area where you could argue we were blessed. I don't think, and the issue also, more importantly, the asking price is the biggest problem here. So we're not going to spend that much money and anything north of 70, 80 million for a player that plays in a position where we don't lack. I would want Jackson to stay, but if he wants if we want to make money, this is the best thing. Here's the thing, I don't think we'd sell him for the sake of making money. If he still has a long way to go in his current contract, but if he pushes to leave, he's gone. And I like that about Maresca and our current owners. So, but the issue with Jackson, a lot of Chelsea fans want him gone. So let's read some of the comments below that before we move on to the next item. Moises Caicedo, a fan account, to be honest. His time is ticking since João Pedro's arrival. I don't agree. That's just the perception of the individual there. IBCFC, they cannot buy him unless Garnacho swap. Even a swap deal is not going to happen. He's a much better player, again, than Garnacho, in my opinion. 17 million or done, sir. I don't think we're looking to sell him 17 million. I don't know what's going to happen. Exciting move. Jackson's pace could transform Manchester United. I think he will make them better, which is one of the reasons why I'm saying we shouldn't sell him to Manchester United. We should keep him. He makes us better. We can rotate, and with him available, the manager he'd have the luxury to do things differently depending on who we're playing against. So why sell him? It just wouldn't make sense. Has United board completely lost it? This person probably a United fan that doesn't want him. VJ says Jackson's pace could add something different to their attack. All right, Jackson and Bro will be a nice, yeah. They will have counter attack pair. Yeah, I agree. Palmer is going to break the all-time assist record for the league. This guy sounds like he's happy. If he'd be happy if Nicolas Jackson leaves and Palmer gets to play to be paired with Liam Delap or maybe João Pedro. Which, for me, my interpretation of this comment is that he sees both as better finishers than Nicolas Jackson. So, which will in turn mean Palmer will get more assists. But that's by the way. We move on to the next item. I will catch up with what we have in the chat before we read that one. This one here reads, I heard Bobby say what he said, and also, because we've talked about that severally here. So you're correct. Going the way he did. Yeah. Thank you for that, Ty. Magic leaving is a blessing in disguise. He saw himself as this untouchable guy and not a team player. That's another. Yes, and that may well be the case. We can only speculate. But it's a possibility. It could be for all the reasons, but this is also one to consider because he does come across as, again, he did come across as that sort of player. Yeah, so I agree with you. So this one here by Ojogo, that sounds like a Portuguese outlet. The report reads that João Felix is not in Enzo Maresca's plans. Surprise, surprise. But he has also said that he will only play for Benfica, refusing to be transferred to clubs in other leagues. I'm not sure the length of his contract when it expires. I think that's going to be a difficult one to handle. I think a subsequent report cannot him there, but he's gone. I've always known. Listen, he's gone. Really. Will we make some money? But I don't think we'll sell him for cheap. I think if we're not going to make a profit, I don't think we'd look to sell him. I don't think so. I liked him, and as much as I love Maresca, I've always said this. I didn't like the fact that Maresca wasn't able to create a healthy competition between him and Cole Palmer. I think that would have been nice. I don't think had he done that, I don't think we would have missed Palmer that much when he was ill or got injured. Two things happened. At one point he was ill. The other point he got injured. And this guy is capable of fulfilling the Palmer role. He has good vision. He can be too selfish at times. He's a good finisher too. But he wasn't patient. And I think if I were in his shoes at the time, I'd push to leave too, because Maresca said openly that the reason he wasn't playing was that we had Palmer at the time, which wasn't nice. But that's just my opinion anyway. What else do we have here before I get Bobby's opinion on João Felix? Thank you for saying that, Ty. Madik leaving. Okay, I think I've read that one. The owners are not going to spend a lot on one player this window. Yep, they made it clear, e.g. Cheke Kitike has even gone to Liverpool. It's confirmed, and I'm glad we signed the João Pedro rather than a Kitike. I don't think Jackson would be better at United. He scored goals, but needed many chances. It's important to consider the volume of chances he had to work with. I don't think United creates many chances like we do. That may well change. They're still signing players. I remember when Maresca said something of that score 3 goals and feel like they have arrived. He was talking about Madeke. You see that? So, and I like Maresca. If you don't want to stay, you're gone. We cannot chip to Benfica, sell chip to Benfica. They're overpriced players too. Yeah, exactly. And the fact that I think this guy, João Felix, you can argue, he's trying to make it easier for them to sign him. But even at that, I think the owners, they're not going to sell him for cheap because he wants to join them. Bobby, I don't know, João Felix, if you have anything to add to that.
Not really. That's a funny one for me. I don't know what the. Well, I know what the issue is. He's João Felix is being João Felix, isn't he? Not many clubs really want him. I think even Benfica hesitating to bring him back. He's hesitating to go. So I really wonder what they'll do. Hopefully we can sell. He damaged himself really badly with his performance with AC Milan, and I don't know. I don't know where he'll end up. He might end up in Turkey,
Or even Saudi
which
Arabia. But he said he wants to join Benfica only. That makes it difficult for us.
well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see indeed. Yep, and Chinedu is saying, I never wanted a Chelsea to sign Hugo. He plays the same type as a young Emera, and Hugo is expensive. That's a lot of money for not he wasn't exceptional really. He's still very raw. It's still very, very raw. But Liverpool, if they plan to play with all those new signings, I think they will struggle a lot in the coming season. But they still have the old guard to work with. That's if what's this guy doesn't leave. The one that was it Bayern are interested in signing him. The Felix situation is saddening. I really wanted him to do well with Chelsea and maybe be our legend too, but he wasn't patient. As much as I blame Maresca for not creating a healthy competition between him and Cole Palmer, he wasn't patient. And you could argue there's a pattern to his behavior. He had had a falling out with Diego Simeone at Barcelona. They didn't want him because if they were serious about keeping him, I think he would have stayed. Then Chelsea now, AC Milan, it still didn't work out. So something isn't quite right. As much as I like him as a player, it's saddening indeed because that's a good player in there. But his thing, he could still turn things. He could still turn things around because he's still very, very young. It's just that he's one of those players that emerged onto the big scenes early, very, very early on in their respective careers. So when you hear their names, you think that they're in their late 20s or early 30s, but he's still very young, really. Diaz is more, Diaz was the name I was looking for. So if he leaves, it makes it difficult for them. I remember Mike Mayer was telling Felix in the tunnel. Was it Mike Mayer or was it the former Man City player? Okay, I don't remember that. Was it okay? Telling Felix in the tunnel, there is no Messi here. Pass the ball. Here is teamwork. Mike is a leader. Okay, I think who was it? It was Kai Walker said a different thing to him. And then a journalist said, Jesus Christ, what did this guy do? A journalist said is as useless as he's beautiful. Jesus. Man, I feel bad for him. But we move on. Um, this one, I feel bad. I love this. I love this guy, but we're gonna make a lot of money from him. So yeah, and he for you can say he was looking out for himself, had to go to a club where he gets to play as a centre back, which in turn you can say sets a path maybe for lack of a more relatable language for his place in the Portuguese national team. The only place he's had the opportunity to play for them is in the centre back area. And had he stayed at Chelsea and continued playing as left back, he probably won't get a chance to play for Portugal again. So he was looking out for himself, but unfortunately, we needed him because it was just him and Correa, and he didn't care. There were talks of how he still wants to make it at Chelsea and just wanted to go out on loan. But look, you're causing us a problem. We signed you as a left back, and you wanted to leave at the time where we didn't have a backup for Kukurea. Uh, duh, we will move on. And we moved on, unfortunately. Again, as much as I would have loved him to stay because he has that sort of mentality that players that have succeeded at Chelsea that they had. So it's an unfortunate situation too. I mean, at least we upped his. You can say joining Chelsea. You can say met the way for him. You can say presented him to the world, or maybe uh, changed his life in so many ways. Because not all the clubs that are interested in signing him now knew nothing about him until he joined Chelsea. So we'll make a lot of money. And the
Yeah.
rumors are that, yeah, we're going to sell him for £40 million, 40 million euros, and Atletico Madrid are serious. So let's read the follow up report from the transfer guru himself and Fabrizio Romano. But before I
Well, I
do that,
mean, he
before I do that, just 1 second, Bobby. I just hope Felix finds a home. This loaning matter is really messing his career up. Yeah. So, but this follow up report before Bobby comes in, Atletico Madrid have now made direct contact with Renato Veiga's camp, and the player is keen on the move. Chelsea insists on a package worth at least 40 million euros to sell Viega, while Atletico are prepared to advance in negotiations. He's a good player. I like his attitude, mentality, and everything. But he left us when we needed him the most, which I don't blame him. But he was looking out for himself. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he will suit Diego Simone with his way of playing.
The mentality, right? More importantly.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Renato Veiga, as you know, but I'm so over him now. It's unbelievable. He's moved on. We've moved on. He took a piggyback off Chelsea. You're right. It did make him the player he is. It did make him more attractive. He got to the Portuguese national team, the senior team, and he had a fairly acceptable loan with Juventus. Look, to him, he's one player I know that to him, he just came in and it was business. Okay, fair enough. Jog on, and we jog on. That's just all I say
It's
about
really that
him.
simple.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying again, I mentioned in that we've moved on isn't necessary, but I had to mention that because he was reports were that he was surprised that he was left out of the squad. I was like, duh, we 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 we're not
Nobody
waiting
else
for you.
was. Nobody
Yeah,
else was. Yeah, I think your choice of words is correct. We have moved on. Even those of us in the fan base that really liked him, his attitude is cold and business, and he has done that. We were going to be trying to be sentimental with him to, bring him into the fold, but it's all about business. It's all about where it matters to him. Fair enough. Okay, if that's how he looks at it, but for him to be expecting any sort of remnants of fans clamoring for him at Chelsea, that ship has sailed.
yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. And 19 plus part minutes, it says, I see us making more profit. This means that a lot of players will be leaving. These owners are true business minded. Yeah. But if that doesn't mean we're not a selling club. We sell players that we don't want and sell them and make profit out of them. Nothing wrong in that, but we keep our best players. It would take a lot to convince us to sell any of our best players. I like this one. This is Vince's opinion, but when I read it, I thought, yeah, it's a good one. Maybe we should talk about it if we want to. He reads, people were downplaying our run to the Club World Cup final because we played Brazilian teams, forgetting that PSG lost to the only Brazilian team they faced in the tournament.
Yeah,
Botafogo, is that how it's pronounced?
yeah.
Those
And Man City
Brazilians,
was kicked out by
yeah, go
Al
ahead.
Hilal. Man
Yeah,
City was
exactly.
kicked out by Al Hilal, so I don't know if there's any value in that criticism.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bobby. Let me just tell somebody something on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, this is all sour grapes, isn't it? We have all these haters and jealous people from other fans. I'm not saying the person that posted that is one of them. I'm just saying this is the narrative they've been trying to come out with to attack Chelsea and to minimize what they've achieved with this competition because it's the first of its like. To me, it just reminds me of what happened with the European Cup. I remember when the Club World Cup first was a thing. I think that would have been early 2000s, and people were turning their nose up at it. Oh, is it really worth it? And I was always, hey, look, this competition can only get bigger. It had then just started in the old format. Now it's got a new format. It's exactly the same journey as the European Cup. It's the prize money is stupendous, and not to mention
And
the popularity.
it will only be more. The
Yep.
next one will be even more.
Yes, it will only get bigger. There'll be more TV coverage, more TV rights, and its popularity outside Europe is humongous, and its popularity in Europe is only going to get bigger, especially on the mainland. So all these Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal fans who in the past 4 years didn't build up the pedigree to be invited to compete in that competition, they dropped out of the elite. It's a situation they're not used to because the media keeps trying to push old things. The other day on Sky, we were watching some damn old stupid game between Man United and Arsenal played in the 90s. A lot of these kids watching football now weren't even born in the 90s. A lot of our players weren't even born in the 90s. So, they need to get with the program, forget about all these old historical events that existed when dinosaurs roamed the earth, and modernize a little bit. And in the past 4 years, whether they like it or not, Chelsea have immense European pedigree, amongst which they actually won the Champions League. That's why they were in the competition. And Man City was there because they won the Champions League. So that's the criteria with which teams are selected, not on your old sentiment of, oh, man, Liverpool won the league and all that
Mm.
stuff after how many years? What, 17 years? So, they need to just snap out of it,
Yeah.
give Chelsea their flowers. They've done incredibly well and move on. If you really want to compete so much, make sure you're in the next CWC and we'll
Yeah.
see what happens then.
Yeah. Yeah, and the second paragraph of this business opinion reads that those Brazilians weren't easy to play against. At least
They
I
were
am
not.
glad we faced PSG in the final. Yep, that's important. The current European champions, the so-called best team in the world,
Yeah.
being compared. They were being compared to the Brazil, Pep Guardiola's Barcelona. If not, we won't get the credit for eliminating those dangerous Brazilian teams along the way. I think I agree.
And
Beating
the
PSG in
way
the
we did it
final
was so good.
was the perfect icing on the cake. Go ahead.
Yeah, the way we did it. You're right. It was important that we played them because that sort of gets rid of that, oh, they only face
Hmm.
Brazilian teams argument. And the thing about Chelsea is that what we've done this season, when we won the Conference League, the way we won it was emphatic. And okay, they can say it was a
Because
Mickey
we
Mouse
had to.
tournament. Yeah, we had to. Then the way we finished top four was just emphatic. It was just indisputable. Top
It
four,
wasn't because
clear.
anybody lost the game or
No,
because
it
anything
was
happened. We
it was
won our
clear,
last game.
clear. And then the way we beat PSG, I mean, this was comprehensive. We took them apart. And people you can't even blame the weather. Charlie Nickel trying to talk about the pitch and all that. They weren't talking about these things when they were beating Bayern Munich and beating Real Madrid 4-0. Nobody thought to mention that. Everybody was saying what a wonderful team they were. And indeed, they are an exceptional team. But we just showed that we did our homework on them and they had no answer. They just said, you know what? You're a good team, but Chelsea moves different. And when Chelsea have a fit squad, and a fit team, I think it will be able to really frighten a lot of teams out there. A lot of teams out there. It's what people are failing to really uh, 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 give us credit for is that all these positions we've finished so high up in the table, we've done it without our key players. We've had severe injuries, and message to Wesley Fofana. Yeah, it's all very well posting something on Instagram to Noni Madweke. Oh, watch your ankles. You're
Mm,
an enemy now, and all that. Yeah, we get it. It's all light-hearted fun, but mate, you have to sort out your fitness. We
yeah.
can't be doing this. He needs to give us a full season now. Let's have one full fit season of Wesley Fofana.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I agree. I agree with that. Let's see. I see us making more. Yeah, 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 I agree. And Europe, Simmons is hype, but he's not good player at the EPL. If we want to win the league, I'm guessing if we want to win the league, we need to sign players like Eze. Eze's Premier League experience. But do I think we're looking to sign Eze? I don't think so, really. I don't think we're looking to sign him. So more importantly, this particular opinion, Vince's opinion on the screen is important, yeah, that we had to play PSG in the final and we beat them and beat them convincingly. So that made it difficult for a lot of those that thought we were going to be, they were going to use this to mop the stadium floor with us. They just, you see them rambling, trying to come up with another excuse. Like one, that guy saying we beat PSG because of the pitch. But big up to you, too. It's been a week since Chelsea won a major, second major trophy in 2025. But nice to see you, bro. I do hope you're doing well. So more likes, people. 53 likes. I appreciate that. We still have 300 people following the show. 42 on YouTube. The rest are shared between X and Facebook. Or that equally, I do not know. But I think we can do a lot better than 53. But sincerely, I do appreciate you. And once again, thank you for saying that. Rest in peace, Diogo Jota and his brother, Andrew Silva Jota. It's been a month since both of them have died. Thank you for that. I appreciate you saying that. Let's see what else we have here. Once we're done, we'll go news hunting and then move on from that. Chelsea retain an interest in Morgan Rogers if a transfer from Aston Villa become possible. So we're paying attention to what's going on. That Steve Nico, that was he's shameless, really. What does he mean by that? Thank you for reminding me his name. That we beat them because of the pitch. Oh my goodness. Viega also wanted to be part of the team, but honestly, he's not a Chelsea type of player. I mean, that's another way to see it. Not my bad. It's 3 weeks. Okay. The most important thing is the intent. Whether the time that you quoted the wrong date, it doesn't matter. The intent is the most important thing, and I value that. So Morgan Rogers could still happen. I don't know, Bobby. We've already talked about that, but I don't think it makes sense to dwell on it. So Chelsea have made an inquiry for Ajax defender Jorrel Hato. There are other reports that suggest we've actually had a conversation with his camp. I think we'll eventually get this guy over the line, and I like him. Very versatile, the sort of centre back or left back, and then I know will thrive under Maresca's approach. I hope we get that deal over the line because he plays in an area of again a priority of importance for us where we're lacking. Maybe I think that'd be the more correct thing to say. Xavi Simons over Rogers. Xavi is more of a 10, in my opinion, but either one a win for me. Honestly, I'm not gonna complain. Sorry, Steve Nicole is the biggest clown. So this one I can read for you. Yeah, much nonsense he hates. It's so blatant. I don't like him. Some of them you question their ball knowledge. I did see one video where uh, some panelists, what network was that? All of them were talking about how PSG will mop the starting carpet with Chelsea, and Thierry Henry was the only one that said, "Look, don't count out Chelsea. If Botafogo could do it, Chelsea can." And there's a lady who said also if there's any team that can beat PSG right now, it will be Chelsea. And it happened. It wasn't close. It wasn't lock. It was a dominant win. We could have scored five actually. We out PSG'd PSG. Yeah, yeah, he's very versatile. Yeah, I know. I hope the points gap this season will be. I think it will be smaller. Honestly, last season were just the typical issue. The issues that plagued us the season before the just concluded season did re-emerge, but Maresca handled it intelligently. We started scoring less and less goals, but at least we were winning games. We became a bit more pragmatic, learned how to manage games. Even when we weren't playing well, we did find ways to win. I think he will. This big gap we see is straining. Yeah, it's straining really. Yeah, but we will. Please sign Hater. I think we'll get that deal over the line. That's my belief. All right. Any other item here to discuss? Otherwise, is it news hunting time? If it is, I'm going to refresh this. So let's go to Vincent's home page. Have I done that? I think I have done that already. So let's wait. I'm going to refresh it. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat section. We'll try to address it. Here's the rule: don't ask any difficult questions. If you ask difficult questions, I'll pretend I don't see them. Uh, all right. We wait to see if you have any questions. 55 likes. That's much better. And once school starts, I think we'll be streaming a lot. About this time or earlier, a little bit earlier. I think probably a little bit later, but I'll figure things out depending. Again, we've decided not to hire house helps. I don't trust strangers with my children, irrespective of the reviews they have online. But let's see. It's still loading. It takes a while. Jesus Christ. Okay, there you go. It loads. So let's read what we have there. If you have any questions, drop it there. We'll try to address it. Okay, 53 minutes ago. So this was after the show started. Nicolas Jackson is an option for Manchester United. Wow. Okay. They are aware of his situation, but at the moment, I'm not aware of talks with Chelsea. That's the most important aspect of that paragraph of this particular report. The second paragraph reads, but Manchester United are aware of Jackson's situation and they know he's not untouchable. Wow. The latter part of the report also is important. Two things. The latter part of the first paragraph in this particular report, which reads, but at the moment, I'm not aware of talks with Chelsea. Then the latter part of the second paragraph, which reads, they know he is not untouchable. So, but still, irrespective of what those aspects of this particular report that you can say that leave room for interpretation, it's important to note that this report is from Manchester United's perspective. Nothing says that we're definitely selling. If anything, I'd interpret the aspect that says that they know that he's not untouchable. Here's how I'd interpret it. They know that if they're able to convince Nicolas Jackson to decide to leave Chelsea, we'd be open to selling. But the question is, I don't think they'll be able to meet our valuation of Nicolas Jackson. I don't think so, which tells you we're not looking to sell. But I don't know, Bobby, if you have anything to add to that. This is new. This is a fresh report because I did get a notification when Fabrizio Romano released that when we released that report, new video. So I was waiting for this. But if you have anything to add to that, you go ahead.
Sorry, what's that, Coach?
Just a new report, and if you want me to read it out for you, I'll do so.
Yeah, please.
So he reads, Nicolas Jackson is an option for Manchester United. That doesn't mean anything. And the second part says that they are aware of his situation. That doesn't mean anything. But the latter part of that paragraph reads, but at the moment, I'm not aware of any of talks with Chelsea. That's important. But it has a second paragraph that also reads, but Manchester United are aware of Jackson's situation and they know he's not untouchable. What that means, open to interpretation. I said I'd interpret that to be they know if they're able to convince Jackson, they know if Jackson tells Chelsea he wants to leave, that will be open to sell.
Coach,
But
as I keep saying, this is I interpret that as the Man United propaganda machine and the clickbaiters. This is recycled information. They keep getting these pieces of news, they recycle it, they bring it out at certain times where they
from
think
a
it's
different
going to,
perspective.
yeah, where they think it's going to draw attention, just like the nonsense they did with Gusto, and Bayern, they bring that out, and it's all news media. Unfortunately, Chelsea is a little bit, and Chelsea players is fashionable to target them with all these sort of things, especially if you're going through a little bit of a lull period in the transfer market. They don't
Mm.
really have much news to talk about. At the moment, it's only Liverpool doing things and Arsenal, and they're never as exciting as when Chelsea do things. So they keep regurgitating these stories. I don't think the club is moving like that, to be honest. I really don't. And the only thing, but you were quite right in the way you said that anything can still happen in the transfer market. Somebody might come out and they'll be desperate and say, okay, 100 million, let's talk Jackson. Just like Liverpool went and dropped, was it 95 million euros for Ekatike? And they weren't really looking like they would do that before, although that time a lot of their efforts was geared towards Florian Wirtz. So let's see, but I doubt it. They what we have to get to appreciate, especially when you look at the media with people like Charlie Nickel, Andy Goldstein, Talk Sports, all the rest of them, Alan Brazil. They are forever. Even our traitor, what's his name, Craig Burley, and sadly Frank Leboeuf. I used to really like him, but they are forever looking for how they can weaken Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea, gosh, they've got João Pedro. Gosh, they could have this three triage of strikers next season. Right, let's put out rumors there. Maybe it will get some traction. Maybe it will get a club and get them to get rid of Jackson. One that they feel perhaps is well, they can't put out much rumors about Delap and Pedro because they've only just got here. So they will keep doing this, and sadly is that we keep falling for it, and we keep um, circulating their nonsense on X and all that sort of thing. That's just how I look at that story right now. I don't think there's anything in it at all. And
As long
uh,
as we're not in conversation with Man United, it's just rumors at this point.
absolutely. And even if we were, there's only one conversation to be had. Hello, Man United. You've seen our price tag. Buy Man United. It's as simple as that. That's a conversation. So I don't think there's anything there. The boys are out on holiday. Some of them are working, training. I mean, we keep seeing Gittins training. I've seen some videos on YouTube with João Pedro training. It's annoying some fans, and I get it a little bit. You don't need to put all that out there. Just show us on the pitch. Cristiano Ronaldo does some hideous personal training programs, but he doesn't put it on video for everyone to see. He just does it and prepares himself and puts it on the pitch. So I get that. I don't have a strong opinion either way, but I get those that do and would rather that they just keep it a lid on it and show us on the pitch.
Yeah, I do agree. And 90 plus spot minutes says, do you really see us see United meeting our demands of Jackson? We're rating very highly.
Yeah,
I don't think they can.
they can't.
100
And I
million
think
euros, is it pounds? Actually, that's what we're asking. And especially after United paid Liverpool, they paid how much? We're hearing they paid for a Kitike. Good luck getting Chelsea to sell Nicolas Jackson for less.
Yeah, they're desperate. United.
Yeah.
They have players they're trying to offload. That's why they keep throwing this Garnacho story at Chelsea. Their propaganda machine. Man United has media, and they're very entrenched in a lot of the mainstream media,
You can say
and they
that I'd go with they have propaganda machine because we
they
do
do.
have media too. They have a very strong propaganda machine, in my opinion. But
They
go ahead.
they do, and they've been at it for years. They do. You get all these old timers that are in places like Sky Sports and that. They're there. They're the pundits. Liverpool. The ex Liverpool players of the '80s. One of them on Sky is his daughter. Another one is some sort of relative. You see them on BBC. They're everywhere. Them, Arsenal, and Liverpool, very entrenched in the mainstream media. So they push all this sort of stuff. They bring it out on X and social media and so on. Chelsea has a somewhat media presence. The problem with Chelsea's media is that it's not mainstream enough. Number one, a little bit we're trying to show ourselves in radio. The place where Chelsea's strong is social media. But the sad thing about Chelsea's social media is that it's not united. We have too many Chelsea fans trying to attack the club. So the power of Chelsea's social media is not felt because people are trying to look for their clicks, to get their money by trashing Chelsea, which is very sad.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that, Bobby. I appreciate you. Let's see. Chimera is saying Gallagher missed out on another trophy. Go back to where you came from. Leave me alone, Chimera. Let's see. Are people convinced on this Gittins who basically sat bench for he didn't. He didn't. They only started benching him once they realized he wants out. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I won't claim to know a lot about Jamie Gittins, to be honest, but the way we pursued him has made me think, well, there must be something there, or these guys wouldn't covet him so much. I'll be very disappointed if he couldn't deliver something for us, which represents an upgrade to Noni Madueke. Are you there, Coach? I don't know if you can hear me. Have I? What's happened?
Yeah, yeah, Bobby. I had to handle something quickly. Give me 1 second.
Okay, okay, just so yeah. Gittins really does need to be an upgrade. I'm quite prepared. And I've mentally prepared myself to be patient with Esteval. I think we will not really be seeing that much of him in terms of his performance output till about November, December, maybe even beyond. I mean, look at KDH. I thought he was an absolute disaster. KDH, it took him as far as maybe April, maybe even May before certainly I started seeing something in him as anything near a player that should be wearing the Chelsea colours. So much so now that I'm all for him staying at the club. I think he's going to be a very useful player, and you need those players in your squad. Um, will he start every game? No, but there will be some games, many a game he will start. We've got cup games, even in the big games, Champions League games, and that he's shown he can come and do a job. So I'm okay with KDH now, but it took him time. It really took him time to settle in, and I'm preparing myself for Esteval to take his time.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for that. The next item here, if a Katika is sold, that's Vince's opinion, for 95 million euros. How much would you? Yeah. you bet Chelsea will be asking for quite a lot. Anything new? Anything new? Anything new? It doesn't look like any much have emerged. But I did see something suggesting that we're still looking at Garnacho. So maybe I need to refresh this page. I do need to do that.
Well,
But let me just
that will
refresh it. And
still
if you're in
keep
the chat,
coming
if you
up.
have any questions, drop it and we'll try to address it. Go ahead, Bobby.
That will still keep coming up. As I've said, it's Man United media. They're trying to flog him. They're trying to flog Sancho. They seem to have succeeded with Rashford. I think there's two others they're trying to get rid of now. I've forgotten who they are. But they really want to sell, and their machinery is trying to push their sell towards anyone they think, one, has the money, and two, could possibly have the interest. I don't think the Chelsea interest in Garnacho is that persistent. They may have shown interest way back in like April, May, or is it January time? And is that same interest that these people are regurgitating to us?
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. This one here reads the fact that United failed to even make a profit for Rashford tells you that they are struggling. Yeah, salary and issue. I look at Gittins highlights. No, I don't agree with you. Yeah, incorrect profiling led to the KDH situation. You could argue. All right, that's it. I think we're going to call it a day. I have a situation I have to take care of before things get out of hand. I want to say thank you to all of you for finding the time to join the show. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Chimera. Thank you, 90 plus sport minutes. Thank you, Bobby, who's on the panel. And don't worry, nothing too serious, but at least I have to do something now. Mabas05, thank you to all of you. Thank you to DJ. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.
Chelsea fans, we won't stop believing. No knock with every chant and roar. We rise for the fight. The blue flag in the air, let it fly with pride. We're gonna show the world.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright.